yeah. Here it is. We made it. This is the day of days.
I'm scared.
I am too. This talk about zombies coming out of the ground.
I'm chaining myself up.
And the bats going crazy. Well, listen, we'll get to all of that and all the special reports and let you know. So much going on. I'm probably going to cut out of here early today, because traffic and all that.
Yeah, I might leave here in like 30 minutes.
I'm thinking 30 minutes, I'm out of here. But let's do today's starting lineup here on Eclipse Day 2024 so you know who's taking the field on your behalf. The man straight ahead. Well, he's got so many plans for today, and I go, dude, I don't know what you're talking about right now. You better shelve those plans because you ain't going nowhere fast today. Oh, right now it looks good. Hardest working man in show business, dude, but this guy, shoe head, food head, got so many interests in the ring, outside of the ring. The ring is the thing. But he's our producer. He takes your phone calls, puts up the podcasts, answers. Where's my bag of fan mail? You didn't drop it off today. Answers all the fan mail for us. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is a prince among men. What can I say? He's like a brother to me, unlike the other guy. Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable Mr. Chuy El Dorado.
Thank you.
Not his real name.
I love it. Thank you, Mr. Fonseca.
Man to my right. Oh, he's rocking the John Dutton look. I love when he pretends to be a cowboy. I love it.
I think he's kind of Swayze and Dirty Dancing.
I wish he would just wear the hat, too, and go full on Yellowstone.
You don't want that.
But he won't do it. He always leaves us wanting more, ladies. And he's going to leave you wanting more because he's a former star of episodic television, ladies and gentlemen. A stand-up comedian. Ready to relive his glory days this week as he takes the stage. Oh, I can't wait. What night is that?
We'll find out from Mr. Gossling later.
He gave up the road to settle in and put down roots in Austin, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, a place where he's lived for so many years. Such a big part of our community. Austin's greatest living storyteller. I saw an article online that was talking about another Austin living storyteller. I go, no. Matt Bearden's the one. That's the name you need to trust. Ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to the wonderful, the marvelous Mr. Matt Bearden. Whoa!
Morning, gents.
Hey, man.
Pleasure. Let me introduce the gentleman to my left who's in dark clothing today. And he's going to be hard to find around 1:30 today. He's dressed all in black. There's a good chance he could get run over. Hope he has some reflective tape on the back of those desert elephant J's.
That necklace is shiny.
That he's sporting it today.
Oh, yeah, I got to get on the outside.
Oh, that's right. He has started wearing a rope necklace, and I'm not sure what that's all about. Maybe we'll ask him today. But you never know. The thing is that just
that's
being
my bling,
cool,
baby.
Being cool is its own thing, and doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to let you know. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes I do it ironically, too. You never know.
You never know.
I don't know why I'm making all those noises. He's done a ton of things in this city, and that's one of the things why he's always a font of knowledge, ladies and gentlemen. Anytime you have a question in this building and you need to know an answer, or you're confused, you just turn to him and go, "What do you think, Bob?" And he generally has an incredible
I say, don't look me in the eyes. Be quiet. You can't.
Be quiet.
That's just one of the reasons. He's a member of the Texas Radio Hall of Fame and a member of the Bobfather Hall of Fame, which is his own place. He's the only inductee. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bobfather himself, Mr. Bob Fonseca.
I don't know what to think about today. I felt like there were times this weekend where traffic was building up. People, especially like going out where I live, west, a lot of people heading out to campsites, and I guess today maybe going out to distilleries and breweries and other open areas outdoors. I don't know what to expect. I told my wife when I left for work today, well, she wasn't, she was sleeping, but I whispered in her ear and I said, hey, I'll try to make it home, but I don't know. Does anyone know what's really happening, or has it all been hype? That's the big question. Has it all just been a lot of hype?
Everything is high.
Like I had neighbors that were telling me they were going to the store to buy toilet paper.
Well, that sounds like you have some neighbors who are out of their minds.
Like if you look, some of the shelves were wiped out, like bottled water and things like that were little.
It's been more overhyped than a Jake Paul fight.
It's more overhyped than Y2K. It's more overhyped than I heard Jake Paul pulled out after.
Thank goodness we don't want another one of him.
After Tyson knocked him out in sparring.
Really?
That's what I heard. That's what I saw. And I don't know if it's true.
Wait, why would they spar each other?
Stop.
Because it's a pretend fight.
That's not happening. They were rehearsing?
Yes. Dude,
it's an article where you saw that. I follow every boxing forum.
It's an exhibition fight. Well, we're not talking. Let's not talk about boxing today. The star of the show.
About the thing that I just maybe made up.
The star of our show is the star that we call the sun. Now, I took 15 hours of astronomy at UT.
I took 15 hours to write that opening line.
And I can tell you that a sun is always a star.
Okay.
But a star isn't always a star. We call our star the sun. We've named it. It's not a sun. A star is a star. It's a star. Okay? That's the name we've given to. But I think a moon is always a moon. Like, moon is the generic. No, moon is the generic name, but we just, out of lack of creativity. For instance, Saturn has a moon called Titan. We didn't give our moon a name. Right? You understand that?
So how do you using the word moon?
So the moon everywhere we call moons. Like there's Saturn has 40 moons.
So we didn't give it a name, but we call it moon?
But we named the star in the center of our solar system the sun. For some reason, I don't know why. Instead of just calling it star.
Probably some Greek thing or something. I don't know.
Right. But
if Saturn and all the other ones
right. A star is a star, but not every,
But they have to be
call
in
it
orbit.
the sun.
Other people...
But it was originally called solar or solus.
Right. Well, yeah, I'm sure there's, variations from country to country, language to language, but
yeah, so I want you to apologize.
We have named it. Now, here's what's really interesting, and I'll tell you this, and this is something that
the
I
sun
learned.
has many names, just like Bob, Father, Cool Bob does.
This is what's really interesting.
This is why he takes
This is why you wonder...
Note.
Sometimes everything in the universe seems so random, and everything in our world and solar system seems random. But listen to me here, and believe me now, and listen to me later, okay? What's interesting about this eclipse is that the sun is like 4 million times bigger than the moon, I think. Okay? But the sun is also like 4. What did I say? 400 million?
I don't think anyone's listening. Just say whatever.
Just spreading misinformation.
Yeah. No. So relatively in the sky, right?
Yeah.
Because the moon is exactly far enough away to be the same size in the sky as the moon is, even though the moon is so much closer to us. And that seems so random.
Are you saying that it's programmed that way?
I don't know. It's exactly the right distance away, millions and millions and hundreds of millions of miles away.
That's why it only happens every
even though it's millions of times larger than the moon, in the sky, they're relatively the same size. And that's what is going to create that eclipse today, is that one passing over the other almost fully covers it up. Now, what are the odds of that? What are the odds?
100%?
No. What are the odds that our moon, relatively, the size of it in the sky would be relatively the same size as like when you watch Dune, right?
What are the odds that our moon is relatively the same size as our sun? That's 100%.
No. What do you mean? Why?
Because that's what it is. Now, if you want to know, ask me, what are the odds that a sun and moon would be relatively the same size? Then we'd have to go to different odds.
All right, but that's now you're bringing semantics into astronomy.
I'm bringing statistics into astronomy.
Considering their orbit, eventually, that's why it happens every 50, 100
I'm not talking about orbit. I'm talking about relative size in the sky.
Okay, but
what?
Doesn't that include, like, the orbit? Does that not fluctuate in and out? It's just not going to stay in a straight line.
I know that our listeners really like it when we have science talk.
Well, today is a big day. It's a big day. They may not even be listening.
No, I'm being serious. We should also do one of these at 8:20. I think, because I think it's one of our favorite things that our listeners get from us is when we're happy to show off our lack of knowing.
Excuse me for imparting.
No, wait, you're
knowledge.
not being insulted. Why? What's this defensiveness?
I studied under the great Harlan Smith, one of the great astronomers.
I just said what we're doing is great. We should do another one of these, and you said, "Excuse me."
I have 3 college hours of quasars.
I studied under the great Harlan Williams.
Look him up. I'm telling you, this guy.
Did you get your teeth whitened this weekend?
Yeah.
Did you really?
No.
They look great.
Really?
Yeah.
It's the lighting.
I think it's because his mustache is so dark that it makes the...
I brushed him this
You remember
weekend.
that old Rodney Dangerfield joke? I went to my dentist. I said, doctor, my teeth are brown. My teeth are yellow. And the dentist said, get a brown necktie. I blew that one. I hope you do better Wednesday night, Matt. I hope you do better.
I do too.
So the eclipse shouldn't be happening? What's so peculiar to you about the eclipse? You sound suspicious.
Well, first of all, there are eclipses all the time in different parts of the world. Not every day, but it's weird that it's cutting across the Midwest, in the United States or whatever today. But eclipses happen all the time. We just don't promote them because they're not in our country.
I wish one of our 3 smart people that listen.
But I don't know. Are there?
What do you want to ask?
I just like to hear their take on whatever Bob's talking about.
Well,
they don't have the knowledge that I have, so they won't really be able to comment. The scientific knowledge,
right?
Like when I was not sure if the sun. I think the sun is 400.
Well, he started with
400 million times farther away than the sun. Than the moon?
I mean, that's probably right. I think you started with the names.
And the size of the moon is like 400 million times smaller. So that's, I don't know, it's weird. But I don't know why we never named our moon. Why we didn't name it Bob or Chuy.
It's called Moon.
I know, but that's the generic name.
For one of those?
Of the planet, not the planet,
it's literally...
So it's like everybody has one
in our
of those.
language, it's called the moon. But in every other language, it has a name. In Spanish, it's called Luna.
Yeah, but we didn't name it. We didn't name it a name. We didn't personify it like sun.
In modern English,
because it's not a.
In modern English, we didn't give it a kind of a friendly name.
In other words, Saturn has moons, Jupiter has moons, whatever. They're all moons. Now Saturn's got so many of them that we had to name them.
We changed
and sometimes
the names.
we give them a number, right?
We started getting into countries here in the West where we were literally the head of state was the Catholic Church or the Presbyterian Church or what have you. Mm-hmm. And
thanks for bringing religion into it.
Those churches said we can't have names. We can't personify the sun and the moon because we should have no objects we can worship. And for hundreds of thousands of years, humans worshipped the sun and the moon.
I say we go back.
So they decided to non-personify.
Blame religion. He's always blaming religion for all his woes.
No, I'm explaining. I'm not blaming.
You hate religion.
Anti-theist.
I wish it was that simple.
Who are we sacrificing today?
I don't know. When are the zombies? And did the zombies stay out, or are they just out for that 4 minutes or whatever?
We should pick somebody to sacrifice.
This is dedicated to the moon and the sun, ladies and gentlemen. Well.
Welly.
If it isn't time for a little click, boom.
My favorite part of the morning.
We go through all the clickbait so you don't have to. By the way, that's TM. There's a little tiny TM next to that.
You were smart to do that early on.
Or wait, is it a little tiny R or a little tiny C? What do you put next?
TM. It would be a trademark, I think.
That would be a trademark? We go through the clickbait
well,
so you don't
R
have to?
is registered trademark, so it's up to you. Did you register it or did you just mark it?
My hands are registered weapons.
But not lethal.
Oh, that's
Are they
true.
licensed, though?
Remember when kids would try to get away with that? Kids would try to tell you, "Oh, my hands are registered weapons."
Oh, I go to I'm taking Tai Chi
karate or something. Yeah.
I don't know karate, but I know karate.
Let's get into it, my friends. I would like to let you know exactly what's going on in the old Click Click Boom world. And
what are we going to do? Something fun today? What are we going to do?
My wife has been asking me, are you thinking about doing any kind of summer trip with the kids? What have you?
Oh God! Then we just got through spring break talk. Do we have to immediately start summer vacation talk?
Yeah,
winter trip, summer. Spring trip, summer
it's
trip.
Exhausting.
Well, the whole thing the whole part where we just didn't do anything for spring break at all. My wife is a little anxious now that we maybe do something for summer, so take the kids around. So here they are, ladies and gentlemen, the 7 most overrated tourist attractions in the entire United States.
I thought I did that. Did I do that?
What do you mean, did you do that?
Wasn't there a day where you were off?
Oh, did you?
I think.
What?
Mount Rushmore?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that one.
Okay, well, that's...
But, I mean...
you might want to, communicate that with me in the future or something, that,
Let's do them again and then get your take on them.
No, I mean, there is that thing where, now what do I do?
I shouldn't have said anything.
And prep that.
I wasn't sure if I had dreamt it or if I'd done it, but now I remember...
Yeah.
Lombard Street?
Yeah. That curvy street. It's in all the movies.
Oh, it's in all the movies. That was a good one. That was a good day.
But I don't think anybody could put your touch on it. You know what I mean?
Go to the podcast and listen to that day. It was good.
Dude, it's the Eclipse. I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy today. Yeah. Just go with it. Just go with it.
People won't
First
know.
of all, we only have a percentage of, because, people are out in wherever. I don't know where people go. 8 o'clock hour, we're going to talk a lot about the Eclipse, so
we
stick
want to
around.
know what you're doing. We want to know
where you're going.
If you got glasses, or are you just going to look up like Mr. Trump?
Look through your fingers or whatever. I don't know. I think I have more to add to some of those places, by the way.
Yeah,
they say that Mount Rushmore is Mount Rushmore is a lot small. Well, I have to do. Okay, do you do rock and roll news when I'm not here?
Do you?
Do you try? Right.
I will sometimes.
So when you were gone,
and I've always texted you. Here are the stories that I did.
Well, I don't care about. Listen, you're too professional to be here. You got to loosen your pooter a little bit and just, I mean, I realize you got to do that over there on the afternoon.
I report the news. That's what I do.
It's Bob Fonseca's Rock and Roll News.
Here we go,
early.
ladies and gentlemen. Here's the rock and roll news for today.
It's too early.
Let's get into Click, Click, Boom. We go through the clickbait sometimes 2 or 3 times in a row, so you don't have to. Today we are switching and pivoting to 10 units of measurement you've never heard of.
By the way, I sent you one the other day, too. You never did it.
I know.
Okay.
But, it's a nice layout one.
Yeah.
And I don't want to use it on a Monday.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
I've used everything as a unit of measurement.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, you can say, it's about the size of a door.
I use parsec a lot.
Or, it's about the size of, small couch.
You ever used a smoot?
No.
A smoot is equal to 5 feet 7 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
That's my height. Call me Smoot.
Bob Fonseca, Smoot Bob.
I'm 5'8", but
I am Smoot.
5'7" and change.
In 2011,
like Groot, but Smoot.
I am Smoot.
Here's the thing: a smoot is named for Oliver Smoot. It measures Smoot's height, which is 5 foot 7 inches. In 1958, Mr. Smoot was at MIT pledging a fraternity there. As part of the ritual humiliation that goes on with pledging a frat. Smoot had to do something dumb. He, along with other pledges, were taken to a bridge and told they needed to measure the length of the bridge, but one of them had to be the ruler. So it turned out that the bridge ended up being 364.4 smoots long. Anyway, people of the internet discovered the smoot when Google Earth allowed users to measure distances using a smoot. It's nestled right in between nautical miles and degrees on a drop-down menu.
So during COVID, we could have said everyone stay 1 smoot length.
We could have.
From each other.
Yeah, we were supposed to stay a smoot from each other.
I'd say a smoot and a scotch.
A scotch, is that on there?
Scotch or what's the difference between a scotch and a scooch?
I don't know.
I think a scooch is an action.
I've never known what a scooch
You can
is.
scooch
but
over.
Do you know the difference between a coach and a cooch?
No.
It's amazing what an S can do. A butt is an old-timey way to measure wine.
A what?
A wine.
A butt.
You ever heard anybody say something like oh, it's a buttload?
Yeah.
Do you know where buttload comes from?
I do not.
From the wine?
From measurements of wine.
How much is a butt?
If you saw 100 cats, you'd go, oh my God, that's a buttload of cats, right? It's a real measurement. A butt is equal to 2 hogsheads, which is just as unhelpful as saying a butt, because I still don't know what that means.
Now, is that a pork butt if it's a hogshead?
This exchange rate is tough to...
A hogshead is a barrel. So 2 barrels, a barrel. And then two hogsheads or 2 barrels is a butt.
Like a butt, because it's 2 barrels. Is that like a booty?
Oh, maybe. Maybe that's where it came from.
Those are like booty cheeks.
In that turn, it's a butt load is 500 liters.
Oh.
But it actually, I'm sorry, dude, I did like the idea that 2 barrels next to each other, a little bit like
Was
a
this
booty.
why Sir Mix-a-Lot was knighted? For coming up with all this?
It's because the Italian word botte, and it originally meant boot.
Oh.
But I don't understand why a boot would be 2.
Das Butt.
Here's one of the reasons we don't use it that anymore is that a hogshead at 66 gallons can also be 54 gallons depending on the winery or the whiskey supplier. And the inconsistency is why we stopped using hogshead and butts.
Butts all come in different shapes and sizes.
Hey, if ifs and buts were hogsheads and smoots, you'd have a lot more going on,
We'd
wouldn't you?
all have a Mary.
And finally, ladies and gentlemen, a slug is a unit of mass. You know, a pound is actually, pounds is a measure of force, not of mass. Did you know that?
I think I did know that from somewhere.
Yeah. A confusing side of physics there. A slug is a unit to measure mass and works out to about 32 pounds at sea level. But it's used mainly in physics. A pound is the force required to accelerate one slug at 1 foot per second squared. That's how we come up with pounds. My brain is absolutely broken on a Monday.
We've come a long
There's
way.
way too much science, and you know what I mean? This would have been so much better if we were just doing tourist attractions nobody wants to go
I
to.
hope everyone else's brains out there are doing okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is today's Click, Boom. Bob, can you tell the fine folks about QC Kinetics?
I will, but I'm doing calculations right now.
Are you calculating how far the moon is from the Earth?
I'm going to tell you at Rock and Roll News as soon as I've got the calculator out for real. During Rock and Roll News, I'm going to tell you exactly when you need to start the album Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, so that the part of the album where they go, and the sun is eclipsed by the moon, will be at exactly the right time if you are watching in Austin. So I'm going to give you the exact time you need to hit play, okay? Don't try to do the calculations yourself, because you'll hurt yourself. But boy, it's tough when you're doing seconds.
I know it.
When you have to subtract minutes and seconds from something.
I thought you meant when you're...
You know a mathematician?
I thought you meant when you go back up to the buffet line. Would it be rude to put down my dog just because of sleep? Like, I should probably try to find a different solution, right? Before just putting her down. Does she wait when you stay at my house, Chuy?
Yeah.
Does she wake you up in the middle of the night to go out?
Yeah, occasionally.
Occasionally.
I'd be like, if it's a couple nights, then one night there is a night where she wants to go out at like 1 or something.
Right. She's gotten old, and as she's gotten old, she can't hold her bladder and her her boatload.
Right there, yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, that's
the end.
Sorry, man.
Sorry.
So she's now gotten this habit where she's now, like, I think twice, sometimes 3 times in a night, she'll wake me up. That's what she does. Comes in the bedroom, can't, and I guess the instant solution would be like, well, close the bedroom door. But now that means that I'm leaving her out there to suffer. I don't want her to do that either. But I don't know the solution.
I don't understand dog protocol either, or what you can and can't do. You know, I don't know when it's. I don't know if you're serious about putting her down.
Well, I don't really want to put her down.
Well, no one wants to.
Right.
Nobody ever wants.
She's losing her. Have you noticed that she's losing her hearing?
Yeah.
Like you got to really, you got to call her now for her to hear what's going on.
Yeah. She spent a lot of time upstairs, too, so I don't know.
Well, there's a big, soft, cushiony bed up there.
Oh.
Yeah. Also, that's where her typewriter is. She's working on a book. She's working on an autobiography.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. I don't know. Bob, what do you think? You don't have any...
Quiet, I'm doing calculations right now. This is extremely difficult.
Can you do that during
I can't. I'm prepping right now. I'm listening to what you're saying. Go ahead.
Wait. Can I just want to point out something. I just would just like to say that prepping, in and of the definition of the word, prepping would be something you do to prepare. So it would be, right now you're not preparing, you're pairing.
It's really hard for me to do math while you're being dad.
I'm not trying to be dad. I'm just saying
you're sounding like it.
Well, I'm saying we're in the show right now. You're saying, I'm trying to do some prepare.
Duh.
But what I'm saying is the pre part of that would be then you do that before the show, not in the show.
I got to subtract 53 seconds.
What's the album? Eclipse.
Wait, now you've got it somebody else now. It's not, the album is not Eclipse. The song is Eclipse. It's from Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh, that looks like a cool video.
What's the difference between 41 minutes and 36 minutes? That's
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah. Now you've pulled it. You've suckered us all.
So long.
You've now suckered all of us.
I feel like it's a simple problem. That's a simple math problem.
It really is.
It's not, though.
Bob is trying to figure out exactly when you have to start playing Dark Side of the Moon today, if you want to listen to the whole album, and then right when the eclipse happens to be at its peak,
I got it.
It says the sun is eclipsed by the moon.
I think I have it, but don't blame me if I'm wrong.
If you're wrong, you're really going to threaten.
Don't blame me if the eclipse happens in the middle of money.
I would.
Or great gig. Great gig in the sky would be semi-appropriate if I've...
Can I point out something to you?
Yeah.
2 things. One, I don't think people... I mean, you don't want it just happening randomly. The whole point is that it's supposed to happen right at the apex of the eclipse.
That's what I'm trying to calculate. The apex of the eclipse is going to be 137 or so. The total time...
Or so. Is that a scientific measurement?
The total time is 132 to 141, so I'm taking the middle of that, which would be about 137.
Wait a minute. Oh, okay.
There's not an approximate time?
That's the time it'll be the most covered in Austin, even though we're only getting 80% coverage.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Have you typed into Google, what time do I have to start playing Dark Side of the Moon?
What time? Are you telling me?
Well, I'll do that during Rock and Roll News. I mean, I'm going to give you the time during Rock and Roll News. Now, remember,
will you be prepared?
Remember, if you're playing vinyl or CD, it might vary depending on the speed. If your turntable is adjusted correctly, you might be a second or two.
Wait. Records play at a different speed than CDs?
If they're not dialed in properly. And depending on the power source coming into your house and stuff, it might be a second off.
What?
127. 127 is
especially if you got a belt drive. You got
Wait a minute. What do you mean? What 127? That doesn't make sense.
That's the time the eclipse is eclipsing.
No.
Well, we're not trying to find.
According to Google.
137.
The Austin Public Library says the eclipse will grace the skies over Austin 132 to 141.
I'm not asking what time the eclipse is happening. I know that. I'm asking what time.
So you have to.
Do you have to start the album Dark Side of the Moon?
You got to back out 41 minutes 53 seconds from what I'm doing is backing out 41 minutes 53 seconds from 1:37 in the afternoon, which is not the easiest way to calculate. I mean, it's not easy to calculate that.
Why not?
There's got to be a better song.
And I did it without a calculator.
How many 40-something minutes?
41 minutes, 53 seconds into the album. David Gilmour goes, and the sun is eclipsed by the moon.
I want to know other people's.
I almost want you to have done all this math out loud.
It's tough because I had to start out by subtracting 53 seconds from, I think I have it. And someone can check the math. Your wife or somebody can check the math. But we'll do that at Rock and Roll News.
All right. Well, that's what we do then. Everybody, hang on the edge of your seats. Get ready.
Actually, I'm doing Alan Parsons' project Eye in the Sky
What?
at my party this afternoon. If I can get home from here. What time should I leave the station?
I am
to get
going
home?
when we come back. I'm going to tell you the exact time that you have to start the Police album Synchronicity to hear "There's a Little Black Spot on this in the sky today." Today. Sound good?
Yeah.
Let's each have our own.
It sounds great. I'm not doing any more math. My brain hurts. Kiss has future-proofed themselves.
I report the news. That's what I do.
It's Bob Fonseca's Rock and Roll News.
Oh, man, I bet you were thinking, man, with all this Eclipse craziness that's going on, there's no way he can pull a Rock and Roll News out of his hat. But you are wrong, sir.
Sorely mistaken.
And you are wrong, madame. Because I do have the Rock and Roll News, a very special Rock and Roll News, a very Eclipse-centric Rock and Roll News. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to celebrate it. This is a day for rock and roll because there are so many songs. So many songs. And we're going to relive some of them about the moon and the sun.
Really?
And sometimes
I'm
both
interested.
things in one song. Are you?
Yeah.
Are you really? Well, let's do it. I'm Bob. I'm Rock's last great reporter. Yeah. And I'm here for you on Eclipse Monday. We're going to have a good time. Now, I teased this. Everybody's talking about, this is a term I hear a lot in hi-fi. I hear a lot in equipment, television, things like that, your home. Future-proofing. How do you future-proof yourself? How do you make yourself relevant, like going into the future?
And when you say future-proof, what do you mean by that exactly?
In other words, you're still going to be relevant no matter what the trends are in the future. Future-proof. Or if it has to do with like equipment or something like that. Are you putting all the things in there that are going to make it valuable in the years to come, or are you going to create something that's only good today? Well, this is very interesting because Kiss. Now, say what you will about the band.
I will.
Okay. Yeah,
And God
let's get
knows
down
I
to it.
have. I am not a fan of their music. I want to be honest with you.
They were made for loving you, dude.
I'm not a fan of their music. And I feel they're just this side of a boy band. They're just this side of a boy band, and that I felt like they were kind of manufactured. But that being said, I know a lot of you out there really like them and enjoy their music, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to throw shade. No, I have in the past. But you like what you like, all right? I just couldn't get past the costumes and all that stuff. I was more of a Cheap Trick guy back then. Even though I say that,
The band or the
Rick
action?
Nielsen kind of wore a costume, didn't he? All those checkerboard and flipped his bill of his hat up and all that. I want you to want me. Actually, that was Robin Zander that said that. Name all members, the original members of Cheap Trick. Go!
You got Robert Zander.
No, Robin Zander.
Robin Zander.
You got Robert Zander.
Robert Zander.
You've got Zander Roberts. And
who was the
Sandy.
drummer?
Phil Philistine.
Who was the drummer? I know you know the drummer.
Max Weinberg.
Lars.
You don't know the drummer of Kiss for real?
Ulrich.
I mean, for Cheap Trick?
No, I don't know anything about Cheap Trick.
Bun E. Carlos.
Bunny.
Bun, like a hot dog bun.
Like a bunny.
Middle initial E. Carlos was the drummer, and Tom Patterson, I believe, was the bass player.
Hey,
and
Bunny Carlos.
Rick Nielsen was the guitarist, and of course, the great Robin Zander, who was the singer, the blonde bombshell, they called him. Anyway,
You know, one of the issues with Cheap Trick is while they have some real bangers, they also have some tracks that are very hard to get behind. So for, like, Youth, it was hard because their music wasn't on air.
yeah.
And then you'd go buy an album and you go, well, this has one track that I like. And
Right.
so it's hard to get into
Like
them.
that album, Dream Police, the only good song on it was Dream Police. No, it was Surrender on that one?
Surrender.
I don't remember. I like Dream Police, though. The Dream Police are waiting for me.
Hey, look out.
Anyway.
I wanna
all
arrest
right,
me
let's
with
get
your
to
dream.
Kiss here because I should have got to this story last week when it happened. But there was so much rock and roll news that it eclipsed. See what I did there? It eclipsed the Kiss headlines. Kiss has sold their catalog, their brand name, and IP. Is that internet presence? I'm not sure what IP is.
No, that's their intellectual property.
Intellectual property. Thank you, Matt, for contributing. To a Swedish company, Pop House Entertainment Group. In a deal, God, I don't believe their music is worth this much.
Is it going to be $1 billion?
It's like $300 million they sold.
I'm actually shocked that it's that little.
It was announced Thursday. Now, this isn't the first time they've partnered with Pop House. Pop House was founded by ABBA's Bjorn Ulvaeus. Hey, I did that pretty good.
You did. I believed you.
And, you know, ABBA is one of the first bands to get into this kind of digitized avatar space because they realize they're aging, but fans still want to see them. So it makes sense that Kiss has sold out to Pop House, which was co-founded by ABBA's Bjorn Ulvaeus. And I think we're going to see, digitized avatars of Kiss in concert. They've already said it themselves.
You think they'd play at the Sphere?
The cutting-edge technology
holograms?
was created by none other than Star Wars George Lucas and Industrial Light and Magic, you may know as ILM, in partnership with Pop House. So, man, this is these are kind of scary times that we may be going to concerts where the bands aren't even there, except in digital form. So smart of Kiss to do this, even though I would never pay a ticket to see that. So smart of them to do it to future-proof themselves.
I would go as far as to say that in 10 years there won't even be concerts.
Whoa.
What will there be? Just digital experiences?
Once we all have the metaverse goggles, there will just be like a performance somewhere and we'll all be in a
Yeah, I
fake
think
stadium.
that...
Now, Kiss says there's going to be a biopic, a documentary, and a Kiss experience on the horizon, but they say, don't expect it to be like ABBA's Voyage experience. It's going to be something totally different. And that makes sense because technology is moving so exponentially, moving so fast, that we don't know in 2 years what kind of Kiss experience might be on the horizon. Will it be at the Sphere or someplace greater? You don't know. Will it be on the moon?
I don't know.
What if they project it? What if they could project? Oh my God, I just blew my own mind. What if a band could project an experience up into the sky so that millions of people could see it at the same time? Imagine. And don't tell me that's
like
not
a nuclear bomb?
I've thought of this. But
Well, that's.
I've thought of this, but for advertisers. I'd like to see the arches of
What
things.
if this? Let's not do it for advertising.
What if you could project your show onto the dark side of the moon during the eclipse? So it wasn't actually dark up there. 'Cause, it gets dark, and then you just show like a 1 minute.
That's another crazy
coming
thing.
up.
That's another crazy. Oh, sorry, man. Today I've got so many science thoughts in my head because I'm charged by the.
I love
Is anybody
science
else
thoughts.
feeling charged today?
Yes.
With the eclipse coming, it's just like I can't even do the calculations about how far away it is.
I
but-
think you should shoot all of your guns at once and explode into space.
Oh yeah, Born to be Wild.
You're a true nature's child.
That's right. I'm gonna get my motor running in a few minutes and head home because I want to beat traffic. But
You don't have an ice motor anymore.
oh yeah, you're right. Anyway, what was I talking about?
I don't know.
The future of music.
I interrupted you.
No, you didn't.
Anyway, I've got all these science things. I mean,
Science
it could happen. They could send Elon could send a Starlink satellite into orbit that creates some kind of
ugliest looking satellite.
And he would put his tweets up there.
that
on the
creates
moon.
some kind of smoke cloud or some kind of mist or something that we could project with lasers into the sky, and the whole sky could be like a TV screen. And you could see a concert or a TV show. Of course, somebody would try to use it for what.
Pern.
Be careful now. We got... Well, no, kids going to school today? I don't even know. All right, enough of that.
My
Anyway,
kids are going to school and they're very unhappy about it because all of their friends are staying home. But, we have that old Fonseca rule at our house.
That's right.
Everyone goes to school
All day, every day. I have that right above the kitchen. You know how some people have be calm and carry on or whatever?
Yeah.
We have everyone goes to school all day, every day. And my son who's graduated college, he goes, does this still apply to me? And I go, yes. Everybody goes to work all day, every day. All right, here we go. Now, before I get to the calculations.
Don't you leave work after you get here?
Aren't you talking about leaving early?
Doing calculations.
Yeah, aren't you leaving early this week?
Yeah, Friday I got to leave early. I got to go to I got to go to Chicago.
You don't get
more
to.
work?
To
Everyone goes to work all day every day. And your all day, isn't your all day only 1 hour?
Let's talk about some of our favorite sun and moon songs. Let's go around till we can't think about any more of them, okay?
Oh, man.
I've got Black Hole Sun.
Okay.
And Here Comes the Sun, but I'm not playing the Beatles version today. I'm playing the Nina Simone version, the cover. It slaps. It really does.
I got Moon River and Neon Moon.
Oh, man. I love it. I don't hate that. What do you got, Matt?
Huge hit by the Bangles, Just Another Manic Moon Day.
Ooh. What about the Boomtown Rats, I Don't Like Moon Days?
Yeah.
Moon River's I love that song. And I love the Andy Williams version. One of the first songs I ever heard.
I think the Audrey Hepburn version's really good. That she sings for the movie.
I want the Frank Ocean version, of course.
Yeah. What about Moon Age Daydream by David Bowie? I'm stuck in the Moon Age Daydream, oh yeah.
Is that how
that was more Jagger than Bowie, but I apologize for that. But it wasn't bad. What else? What do you got? Bowie seems like Bowie would have more. Wasn't his last album called Dark Star that he released just after he died, or just before he died?
Let's not get into that. But today there will be a Dark Star, and it's all part of a huge conspiracy theory.
Oh my goodness! I want to hear more about that. All right,
Rage, People of the Sun.
I finished my calculations. Today, the Eclipse event will take place over the skies of Austin, according to Austin Public Library, and I think we can trust them. Will take place between 1:32 p.m. to 1:41 p.m. In other words, the moon will start covering up the sun at 1:32 and will stop covering the sun even the slightest bit at 1:41. Then we'll be
10
back.
minutes?
We'll be just a little under 10 minutes. We'll call it 9 minutes. So I've taken the epicenter of that. That would be at 1:37. Will probably be the most sun coverage in Austin. And remember, we're only 80 or 90% in the zone of totality.
The last eclipse we got lasted, it felt like, for 30 minutes. The one that happened a couple of months ago, and it wasn't even a total eclipse. Why is this one so short? Did you ask the library that?
No, but you can go down there. All right, now let me get this article up.
Cosby's going to be scared.
This is something that, oh man, now that I don't have oh man, where did it go? Here it is. How to sync Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon with the solar eclipse. And I hope you guys out there in rock and roll land appreciate I literally have a headache right now. And look at all these look. This is how I used to do math on tests when I was in school.
Well,
the hard way.
Except that's paper, not the back of a shovel.
Okay, here's what I think. So, from the beginning of the album, when you do the needle drop or you hit play on Dark Side of the Moon on the CD player today, 41 minutes and 53 seconds into the album, it's going to go, and the sun is eclipsed by the moon. Okay?
Okay.
So now I had a backup, say 136.07, which is going to be the, is that right? That's going to be the kind of center of our eclipse experience in Austin. Now, if you're listening in a surrounding area, or you're streaming, or you're listening on the podcast tomorrow, none of this is going to work for you.
Yeah, it's not going to work for you.
Not going to work for you. So, by my calculation, you should hit play the beginning of the album Dark Side of the Moon at 12:55 and 7 seconds p.m. 12:55 and 7 seconds p.m. Now, don't sue me if I'm wrong. I think my calculations are correct,
And if he is wrong, you can make changes during the next eclipse, which is 600 years from now.
No, you can make changes.
Turn and change the time.
Now, a lot of people are going to be doing this.
A lot?
I want to remind you, and to all the kids out there listening, if you're on the way to the dropout zone today, do not look at the sun directly, okay? Get the special glasses, and I don't know.
Especially if you dropped acid, because then you have those really... You know what I mean? Your dilated pupils, and that's going to let a lot more light in.
By the way, has anyone, like, we just buy these $1.50 glasses at the store? Like, who certified these things?
Official Council of Eclipsean.
Albertsons?
Yeah. Who else
Where
do you
I
need
bought
to...
them from?
Who?
Apparently,
How do you know whether you should trust glasses that you paid $1.50 for?
Here's what you need to do. You need to stop worrying and start living, my friend.
Also, don't do what my son did during the last partial eclipse and look through the tinted top of my wife's Tesla that I drive.
Oh.
Because I don't have a car.
You're going to burn your retinas.
Don't do that. Get the official, I guess they're official glasses, but I don't know who certifies these things. When I was a kid, we were told to get like 2 strips of undeveloped 35 millimeter film and use that. That worked pretty good. I can still see today, so that must have worked.
Hey, Bob, how many fingers am I holding up?
Is he looking at me right now?
You've been talking into your Stanley Cup.
Anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun today. Everybody be nice on the road. You might experience delays. I mean, I don't know what to expect, and I don't know what to tell you.
I want to know what the animals do.
The road on the way toward my house has a big electric sign that goes, no parking on the side of the road. I mean, is it going to be mayhem?
I don't think anyone's going to show up for this thing.
I said the same thing, and he's like, no, I got to leave work at 8 today.
Yeah, I'm leaving at 8.
Why?
To go home. Because I live out toward where all the camping areas are and all the distilleries.
Why wouldn't you just go home at noon or something, like when everybody's off the road?
I think they're already camping. They're already at the places. Why do you got your head like that? Can you
Yeah,
put that
why?
down,
It
please?
looks like you're doing a Heil Hitler, dude. It's very uncomfortable in here.
Thank you.
My God.
Anyway, start Dark Side of the Moon.
He looked so comfortable doing that, didn't he?
Dude.
At 12:55:07 East Central what are we in? Central Daylight or Central Standard right now?
We are now in daylight time.
I'm so confused. I think I'm going to miss the thing completely.
Nah.
No, here's what I'm going to do. This is actually my plan today. I got my old drone out, my Mavic, my DJI Mavic drone, which I haven't flown in like 2 years.
Yeah.
No, not since the beginning of the pandemic.
Oh, if you fly it upside down, you can videotape the sun.
I'm charging the batteries right now. I'm going to try to fly the Mavic and eclipse
the eclipse?
the moon with my Mavic as it's eclipsing the sun, as the moon is eclipsing the sun, and have a double eclipse.
I think this would be the time for aliens to invade because we're all paying attention and looking up there.
I talked CJ into a pretty good bit.
What are you going to do?
We found a ladder that goes up to the roof here, and there's going to be a party here at the office.
Yeah.
Is there
Today?
pizza? What are they having?
They're having
Tacos.
La Santa Barbacha
My
tacos.
favorite, top 3 tacos. in
So,
Austin.
right when the eclipse happens, he's going to yell out, "Hey, everybody, look at the moon!" But we're going to pull down our pants up there on the roof so that everyone's got to look at our butts. What do you think?
I like it.
I don't know if you can expose
That's
yourself
CJ.
anymore.
He is so funny. Okay, it's time for Rock and Roll News Junior. Now, according to Matt, well, actually, I may be responsible because I think on Friday I told the kids that they could take a knee today. And that I would sign their permission slip.
Really?
I would sign their,
No.
what do you call that? Tardy slip? What do you call that slip that parents have to sign when you don't go to school?
I don't know. We've never signed one.
I will sign it on station letterhead.
I told my kids, got to go to school today. And my wife told my kids, got to go to school today. And then they talked to all their friends, and all their friends were like, "We're not going to school. Where you want to meet somewhere?" And now my kids are
Some of them are already
pissed
at the
off at us.
campsites. Yeah.
Bro, why
But
would
I'm
you
like-
do that to your kids?
Because
Why can't you have any fun?
you have fun. You go to school. It's going to be a screw-off day anyway because everyone's going to be thinking about the eclipse. You can make some core memories. What are they going to do? Sit at the house alone while my wife and I are at work all day?
North Korea over
Good
there.
question, Matt. All right, this is
No.
rock and roll news for
We've got food.
for the kids who may or may not be in the dropout zone right now. They need headlines too because they're the future of rock and roll. Not avatars, not digital avatars. The kids are the future of rock and roll.
Not
They're
AI.
They're starting grunge bands right now and punk bands. All right. They're writing cool lyrics on their book covers and things like that. Now, I've already done the calculations for Dark Side of the Moon. Now, your parents are going to handle that. But the kids are going to be excited about this next calculation, and it was even almost harder to calculate. Because, ladies and gentlemen, what are we... Wait a minute, where's my notes? Where are my notes?
Where's his notes?
All right. We are 11 days. We're not... Well, we're 20 days away from something, but we're 11 days from something even bigger.
420?
We're going to go around the room. What are we 11 days from? And it took me about 15 minutes to calculate this.
420.
And the kids are going to be super excited.
No, 419.
420 is going to be
That's 12 days from now.
Record Store Day and...
Our 419 is that
our
new
podcast at
Who's the
Moon
blonde
Tower.
girl that sings that you hate? Chewy, the girl you hate. Taylor Swift. Her album comes out on 419.
Matt, we can put the circle there.
Another one?
Tay-Tay's new album. She's
Yeah,
gonna.
unlike Frank Ocean, she actually put some effort into her career.
She is going to release her new
If
album
it was art, it'd probably take a while to make, huh?
11 days from now. A day before Record Store Day. Thank God I don't have to stand in line with a bunch of tweens.
Oh,
You
they'll
know?
be there because remember the record. I don't think the record drops until 420, right?
No, it drops Friday the 19th.
It does?
That's
Okay.
when records usually drop on Fridays. So the album's called I don't know why this title makes me cringy. The Tortured Poets Department. First of all, Tay-Tay, you're neither tortured. You're a gazillion billionaire.
No, but she came up really
You're
tough.
not a poet.
It's really tough where she
And
came
I don't
from.
get the department. Is this a play on Dead Poet
And
Society?
you could compare her to like a Shakespeare of today. So, yeah, I think she's
I'm
right
coming
on target.
around the desk right now.
It's
slapping
right on
you.
target.
I'm slapping you.
It's right on target. Big Al, protect me.
Hey, he'll come in here.
Body slam you. No,
Body
look
slam.
out. Boom, elbow drop.
Anyway, you got 11 days to wait for that, and then 12 days for Record Store Day at Piranha Records. And I got to go right from Record Store Day straight to the whatever facility we're doing our Moon Tower podcast. That's the same day.
Yeah, it is the same day.
And
correct.
then there's a listener bowling party that night. It's going to be a full
What?
day.
Yeah, you're
I'm
gonna-
going wall to wall.
You should probably skip the podcast then.
Going wall to wall. Wall to wall.
Balls to the wall.
All right, it's time for the Rock and Roll News Salute. And this one, ladies and gentlemen, goes out to... Who does... Joey Gaeta, who...
There you go, Joey. Congratulations, Joey.
He designed a hot dog T-shirt, and he wants to give Sawyer, our own Sawyer stole one.
Oh, we freeze them first.
And
Yeah.
so I want to thank... It's called Glizzy Gobblers. Look at that.
What?
Yeah, look. It's a cartoon
I
face.
like it.
Yeah. So I'll get you in touch with Sawyer. Thank you for sending me that picture and being a rock and roll news aficionado. And sing us out, Chewy.
All right.
Did we give him the wham bam? I don't think we did, but that's all right.
We did.
forgot. Did we? All right.
Technically.
It's a big day. This is a rock and roll day if there ever was one. We're going to play Dark Side of the Moon super loud. P.O. the neighbors. Let your kids stay home. They want to be with you during the eclipse. Create family memories. You know, what can I say? Hey, rock and roll saved my life in 1971. And even though I'll be watching the eclipse from a VIP box, I want you to remember one thing. I'm not above you. I'm not below you. I'm right here with you every morning with the Rock and Roll News.
Well, thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Welcome back, everybody. We are, if you don't know, we're Mornings with Matt and Bob. Maybe you're new to the area. Matt and Bob are powered by Chewy.
Maybe you're here to clog up our highways for the eclipse.
Yeah, my name is Matt. and I'm one of the hosts. And Bob, introduce yourself.
Hi, it's me.
And we sound exactly the same, which is ridiculous that they allow us to be on the same show.
Well, that's because of the processing. In real life, we sound different, but
and then
because of the compression.
And then that's Chuy over there.
Hello.
And then now,
sounds nothing
now
like
you know
us.
all of our voices.
What is? I don't know. You're saying somebody called off the air and said the roads look just fine right now, and it's 8 a.m.
Well, yeah, it's a little early.
But it's Monday and people should be going to work.
But people are on the highways right now getting here.
I think people are off work and they didn't come in this month.
Hold that thought, because we're going to dig it deep into this here in a sec.
All right.
Chuy started a whole trend here in the last decade, and it's caught on to everything. Millennials and Gen Z say they are spending more on groceries than ever before. And I know a lot of times we look at that and we go, yeah, because of inflation. But it turns out when they've started asking millennials and Gen Zers about their purchases, it turns out that they're splurging at the grocery store way more than previous generations.
They're buying organic.
Not just organic. Previous generations would go and buy a pot roast, some rice, and some beans.
I'm used to getting like some sausages for like $2, but I got to get the turkey one because I'm going to die. And so
That's more.
It costs at least double.
Yeah,
well, it's also little things that we're all spending more money on. And I think it's because we were all now raised with food TV or whatever, and we want the good life, right?
Salsas.
I know I do. I know I spend some dumb money on, but
Yeah.
prebiotic sodas.
Oh,
People
my
are
God.
buying canned
matcha teas,
Liquid Death branded water.
kombucha.
Yeah. Which are all way more expensive. I mean, my daughter's...
Well, a lot of prepared meals, too.
My daughter loves these prebiotic sodas. They're like $3 a piece.
Yeah.
Matcha sodas.
I don't know if people are doing it for trend-wise, but I mean, that's part of health as we have raised the bar for, health and living.
What is part of health?
Probiotics. I think everybody should be.
Probiotic soda is not part of health.
Some yogurt or something?
It's part of spending more money. That's it.
Doesn't your body release its own probiotics?
It's not enough.
The firm asked over 40,000 people from baby boomers to Gen Xers about the categories they intend to splurge on this year. And for millennials and Gen Zers, groceries rank the highest. More than restaurants, bars, travel, beauty, personal care, apparel, fitness, any of those things. They said, we like to splurge at the grocery store.
Even me eating out more probably than the average, whatever my age, it still is equal to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like, it's not more.
What happened to leftovers, too? When I was, like Matt was saying, I think you're right. Mom would make a pot roast on Sunday, and then you were eating some form of that pot roast for the next 3 or 4 days.
Which was horrible.
Which was terrible, but that's the way it was. You had pot roast sandwiches.
I feel like Gen Z
They meal prep
and the
too.
millennials have figured it out. That's a fun, good place to... I don't know.
I don't know about fun, but...
Why not? You like food, don't you?
I love food, but, big things are... take a lot of time and effort to make.
Are you getting defensive in this thing, feeling like millennials are being called out here? I don't think they're being called out. They're just saying that's where we like to splurge.
No, I'd like to know an average millennial's grocery list. I'd like to see some of y'all's receipts.
Here's a guy who spent $130 for a week's worth of groceries. In that $130, he had spent $35 on protein bars.
Okay, see, that's a lot.
See, those things are like $3 a piece.
Right.
That's crazy
If
money.
I get ideally everything that I want, I think I can do $80 a week.
Yeah.
I can get away with that.
He said his favorite splurge were the random snacks at Trader Joe's, which I don't even know how you go to Trader Joe's and you don't spend an extra $100 you didn't plan on spending
on snacks.
On random snacks. They're so
Cookies.
good at just putting them in front of you and you're like, yeah, I want that. Yeah, that looks good.
You don't want my hot take on Trader Joe's.
The success of the canned water brand Liquid Death shows how young people are willing to spend on flashy food and beverages. The brand recently shot up to a valuation $1.4 billion.
For water, which is free.
And they even admitted we started Liquid Death as a joke. They admitted we started it to show that people will pay anything for water, depending on the can you put in front of it.
I'll admit, and I don't know if it's this generation, but the water bottles, not drinking from the faucet. I don't know if it started with us or y'all, but we're keeping that heavily.
We drank from a hose.
Yeah,
No,
we
you
drank from a hot hose
Yeah, we did.
in
We
the
drank from a hot
backyard.
hose, and I still miss. Sometimes I miss the taste of hose water.
I don't remember drinking water as a kid.
It's nasty.
I don't remember drinking water. I don't know what we drank.
Mountain Dew?
Tang?
Y'all were built different. Y'all didn't need water.
I never once heard my mother say, hydrate.
I need my 80 ounces.
The health food and beverage space has historically been a stale category filled with boring brands. When you think about it, it was always like Dr. Richter's hiking granola. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It had this whole, what we used to call a granola feel about it.
Yeah.
It was like lame, goofball beta dudes with weak calves who would sell you grape nuts. And they're saying now there's a lightning in a bottle moment for disruptive brands that know how to tap into culture and talk to Gen Z and digital natives. But as a result, that's where they're getting better and better at branding and marketing to younger people who wouldn't, and then they're actually getting smart. They're getting younger people to part with more money than they probably want to at grocery stores.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff. I don't know if you've seen all the products coming out now.
I know.
They're really
And
accommodating.
prices are going up.
And HEB
pretty
is
much
just
doubled, I think.
Damn HEB. One up here on Palmer and 35 make carne asada empanadas.
They're good?
They used to. Are they good?
Did you see? I got to try them. I want to try them out at some point. Did you see over the weekend that empanadas came out with a new flavor?
What was it?
Sloppy Joe empanada.
Oh, yeah, I got to try
I eat that.
That's right.
All day.
I'd hit it for sure.
We'll have to get
I'd hit it. I won't quit it.
We'll have to get Cody to bring us some sloppy Joe.
Anyway.
Sloppy Joe.
Oh,
Sloppy
sloppy
Joe.
Oh, talking about the food, and then I'm looking up hot luck, too. I'm about to study all the chefs.
Oh,
My daughter's one of those people who's, the snacks that she eat, because I'm like, hey, how about a banana?
yeah, whatever happened to grapes?
And she's like, no, I need to have something, like the potato chips are all...
A tofu banana.
When we were kids, a little red box of those raisins was the...
That was a snack.
That was a
Sundays?
snack.
Not
That
a
was
snack.
nature's
Yeah.
candy. Yeah.
We didn't have no fancy snacks.
Well, the thing is the parents also wouldn't spend money on their kids back then. They're like, we were just a burden.
Yeah.
And now I feel like as
True
parents,
that.
we go out of our way to make sure our kids are happy. And so our kids are pretty smart at ruling the roost. The snack budget in my house is astronomical.
Yeah.
Hey, the
I don't
cinnamon
even-
toast, the ones, the Rice Krispies with the cinnamon sugar.
Yeah,
those are
good.
Keep those going.
You see all the you've looked in the cat. You've seen all the snacks we have in
Here
there.
lately, at least this last time, there's definitely been an influx of snacks. But prior, a year ago, I wouldn't have expected some of the stuff in there.
Really, I feel like it's always been ridiculous the amount of money that we spend on snacks.
The problem with snacks, too, cost-wise, is that because they're individually wrapped, like, isn't it freaky?
Give me the whole
that-
Rice Krispie brick.
Like, you can go to some places and one of those, like, skinny pop, small bags of popcorn with, like,
Right.
1 ounce of popcorn in it,
Right.
$4.
costs more.
Well, and
$4.
here's where my wife and I go at it sometimes because I'm like,
It's popcorn.
Stop buying the individual packages of Pringles.
And buy
Buy a can of Pringles
and some bags.
Put a couple of Pringles in a bag,
Sandwich
and that's what
bags,
they go
yeah.
to school in.
Right.
And then she always gets me. She goes, "Do you want to start packing lunches?" And I'm all right. Spend whatever you want to.
you got it.
But I'm packing
Spend whatever you want to.
I'm packing these Levi's right now. You know what I'm saying?
We went to Levi's yesterday because my daughter wanted shorts. How much for 3 pair of shorts? Take a guess. How much for
I'm gonna
3
say
pair of
30
shorts?
bucks a piece,
$130
with tax, $108.
$130. She got some couple fancy designer ones and probably some
$230 for 3 pair of shorts at Levi's.
Wait, jean shorts are back?
Yeah.
No.
Cutoffs. And I'm like, that's not even the whole
Wait, we
goddamn...
used to cut our own.
Right.
So they were $80 a piece. I was
They're
like
$70 a piece.
I was like $50 a piece. Surely that's.
I'm gonna make some. I'm gonna
Am I old
make
now?
some cutoffs.
We're all old, dude. Especially when you start saying stuff like, guess how much the shorts were?
Guess how much them
They
shorts
didn't even
were?
have the damn legs on them, man. They didn't even have the damn legs.
And by the way, that was an outlet store, right?
That is wild.
Did you
Here's
go
the
to an
thing.
outlet store?
Here's the thing that people don't get. when you have a daughter, you can't. The daughter has a ability. You physically can't say no if you go with just your daughter. Now, if I had the family there, I'd go, no, we're not going to do that, right? But when you're just with your daughter and she looks up at you with those eyes and she's like, oh, I wanted the shorts.
I wouldn't know, Matt. I don't have a daughter. I have no daughter to watch an Eclipse with today.
How do we get into the news here? There it is.
Lean in now for some thick headline.
It's 8 o'clock. We need to get into the Austin area news. Hey, guess what? Eclipse. That's every headline in the news today. There's an eclipse apparently today.
Huh.
First I'm hearing of it.
Are we still under a eclipse warning?
We are under it.
Or eclipse.
It's an
what was
eclipse.
it?
It's not. It's an
State
eclipse.
of emergency?
Yeah, probably, yes.
It's going to be so underwhelming. I can't believe it.
I'm telling you, dude. I'm going to look. I'm going to see what the traffic is. I'm going to go look.
Let's do a little bit of... we'll hit a couple of news stories revolving some Austin area businesses. Taco Deli, which... How long has Taco Deli been in the city
I don't know,
now?
but that's my go-to.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it is. I'll go there a couple times a week at the Village in Westlake. It's my favorite Taco Deli. I like that salmon. And every once in a while they have a
Salmon
special,
taco?
a monthly special taco that's a banger, but not every time.
You can now find their salsas.
Pricey.
Salsa verde, salsa roja,
love
black
their
bean
habanero.
dip, and queso. All of them can be found at HEB.
Where's the habanero?
Taco Deli dips and salsas can now be found at 290 stores statewide.
Get out of town. They didn't even tell me.
Well, I told you. I just told you. That's what I just did.
I got a decent pork belly
I
taco.
think you know somebody.
The partnership expands Taco Deli's retail offerings that have been available at Whole Foods Market since 2017, now available at HEB. Congrats to the little Taco Deli. Didn't they start right over there on Barton Skyway? Was that the first Taco Deli? It's the one I remember.
Maybe.
So,
Possibly.
congrats to them. Speaking of more...
I don't understand the name, though. I went to get a pastrami there. There's no deli. Just tacos.
There's a new Italian-American restaurant and rooftop bar opening over on the east side. Where, I think it used to be called East Side what did it used to be called? East Side Bar or whatever. It's over there on Cesar Chavez. East Side Tavern is what it used to be called.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're going to do a soft open April 12th, which is this week. And I like the fact that instead of being like, hey, we're authentic Italian, which is what everyone's always trying to do. Hey, we're the most authentic Italian. They're saying, no, we're Italian-American. We're literally not we're not authentic Italian. And I kind of like that groovy move right
Have
there.
some gabagool or don't.
I brought it in here because I know that you like food, Chuy.
Thank you for noticing.
They're doing like baked oysters.
See, I need to be sold on oysters again. You got to give me something.
I'm looking at some steak,
I'm in.
some chicken.
I'm down.
It's called Casabianca. Casabianca.
That means White House.
Is that what that means?
Well, yeah, Casa is house.
And Bianca?
Bianca is white.
I don't know if
A
that's
Bianca
true.
pizza is a white pizza.
Is it? Really?
Yeah. Pizza Bianca.
What about Blanca? That's Spanish.
That's different. That's Spanish. That's a whole different country and language.
They both come from...
They say aside from Italian and American influences, guests might notice Japanese and Texas flourishes. One of the partners had a long career in sushi. And they said they're just going to enjoy messing around with Italian ingredients and do whatever the hell they want to.
Okay. I like it. I mean...
Plus, they got
get creative. There's a lot of Italian places in town.
Yeah, you got to compete, right?
I mean, you got to show out.
So there's that. Tesla says they are scrapping their long-awaited affordable Tesla.
What is affordable? I want to know. In quote.
Well, for a very, very, very long time, they've been saying that they were bringing out a low-cost family car. As far back as 2006,
You talking about the robo-taxi?
they said they were going to manufacture luxury
Tesla.
models first, and then they would use the profits from luxury models to finance a, quote, low-cost family car. And they said they're going to continue to develop robo-taxis, and they will continue to develop other of the vehicles they have now, but they are scrapping the idea for the affordable model. It was supposed to come out in 2025, but they say ain't going to happen. It was supposed to start at around $25,000 for an
I don't
EV.
think a regular 3, like not a maxed out one, but I think a 3 can be had in the low 30s, I think.
He could have been
It
this
can be had for around $39,000.
But you can get a deduction for whatever the government deduction is.
Oh, so if you take the government welfare, you can get it cheaper?
Yeah. No, not the government welfare, but whatever incentive they have.
No, welfare, you mean?
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know. I've been listening because Dylan listens to all the podcasts about Tesla, and so sometimes I have to listen in. And there's a chance that platform that they're developing the robo-taxi for,
yeah,
and he'll like, you know what you're talking about, Dad? You sound like an idiot. Because he goes, tell me how self-driving works. And I go, okay, ask me. He goes, how does self-driving work? And I go, sporadically. Shut up.
But this is, just to scrap the entire affordability thing.
No, they'll make the robo-taxi, that platform could probably be used for that vehicle. But they're gonna roll out the robo-taxi first.
This was Elon's chance to be like, Henry Ford kind of, instead of just being like Henry Ford in other ways.
I think what they're doing is realizing that, there's supposed to start being this influx now of these Chinese manufactured. I think they realize that it's an unsafe place to compete right now. There's going to be such a huge influx, so many manufacturers in China making EVs, that how do you compete?
That
really?
new China one looks fire, too.
Does it?
Affordable and lots of amenities.
China says they may bring EVs price as low as $10,000 to the market.
That's called an EV bike.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Somebody has one of those trucks for like $5,000 or something.
So I think Tesla's going to go all in on the robo taxi, and realizes maybe if you're somebody who needs a more affordable car, you may just go into having a robo taxi anyway, and then just forgo having a car altogether.
Right. Or you might buy a couple.
Tell me what the robo taxi is. Am I going to have to?
It's not going to have like a steering wheel or anything in it, like.
I'll just summons it with my phone, and it'll come to my house, and I'll get in it, and it'll take me to where I need to go.
You punch in where you want to go.
And I have to pay for this service?
Yeah. But you have to pay for your car, too, right?
And the thing is, you could buy maybe multiple.
But it's mine.
You can maybe multiple ones and put some into service to make you money.
What is yours at the end of it?
The car, when I buy it.
But it doesn't last forever, right?
I don't know how long Tesla's
I'm going to buy 3 robo-taxis and send 2 out as like Ubers.
No, I'm saying how much does it cost you to operate a vehicle right now per month?
A combustible engine?
I'm asking you.
An ice engine.
Right now,
engine?
how much are you spending on your car per month right now?
Gas, and then, I don't know, you want me to average oil changes every 3 months?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm asking you to do.
I don't know. Let's say 150, 200.
I don't believe you at all.
No.
Your insurance alone has to be $150 a month.
Insurance, it has just went up to $150.
Okay, so $150 a month plus gas is a what?
Oil
$100
change every
a month?
3 months.
Yeah.
$100 every 3 months. That's $400.
Do you have any
a
car
month.
payments left?
What interest rate are you paying?
No, I'm done with my car.
Okay, and do you ever have to put it in the shop for any kind of service?
I need to currently.
Okay. And then, let's just say that on average you're spending around $400 a month right now.
Okay. So
Brakes.
every day I want to go somewhere, I call the robo-taxi.
And if they can get
$10
it
a day, so that's $300 a day.
And you're now saving money.
And then I can't really, if I want to go somewhere again after that, then I got to call another robo-taxi.
Maybe this isn't for you then. I don't know why you're angry.
I'm not. I'm just
Sounds like
saying.
you're angry.
I am promoting car ownership.
What if these are...
Endorsing that.
Okay. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are today's Austin...
Oh, you missed one, but...
Okay, what is it?
Okay, I don't know. Is Sawyer going to call late? Because Eddie's calling in. But the big Austin news is that Sawyer found his wallet. You remember he did?
Hey, don't.
Oh, I know. But, when are we doing that?
Right.
You didn't say. It's not on the list. I didn't say how. The great story is how. Not it. Or how. When. But when is he? Is he calling in?
I don't think so.
Then... Okay, never mind.
Then what?
Then how are we going to get the news out there?
We're not.
But he did the chant that I gave him. I know.
Where did he find
And
it?
it worked. Dude,
We'll talk about
it's
it in a
such
little
an
bit.
amazing... It
We'll
could
talk
be a
about it a little
Disney
later.
movie.
I want to lose something just to try this.
It could be a Tom
Anthony
Hanks
thing.
movie.
But the people we're talking to right now may not know the story because it wasn't until 9:30 or so on Friday that we heard
I'm
about
telling
it.
you, it's a fantastic story.
Y'all got Tesla Dan.
It is a
Call right now.
fantastic. Well, Tesla, we can talk to Tesla Dan later. According to my wife, it's his Eclipse update, by the way. Eclipse 2024. Apocalypse 2024.
No, I like that. Did you just come up with that?
I did. I'm a genius, marketing kind of genius and stuff like that, you know. She said no traffic, half the time as usual to do morning drop-off. Drop-off line at school was 5 cars.
That's what they want you to believe.
Yeah,
dude.
that's the mainstream media.
That's the mainstream media trying
God,
to
I wish-
sugarcoat
Give us the
the
news.
state of emergency that we're in right now.
My God, I wish traffic was always like this. It's 8:20 in the morning. I'm going to hit the Austin area maps, and I'm going to look for red lines. And I currently see... Well, this can't be right. It says that there... Oh, there it is, driving. There are currently no red lines in the city.
Whoa.
There's a couple in South Austin, but that's around a taco place, I think.
That is breaking. I don't know how the city's going to get through this.
I just don't think anyone is out this morning. I think a lot of people decided maybe to stay home from work or whatever. Maybe it'll get busier later, but there's certainly nobody out right now.
This is a bad time to need toilet paper. I'm down
How
to
long
one
do you roll?
I'm down
Is
to one
everybody
roll.
at home right now trying to figure out why they
wiping.
spent so much money on toilet paper?
I can lend you 10 squares, but that's about it.
No, they're just like us, or I'm sorry, they're just like Bob, sitting inside and saying, man, I hate to be out there. I bet it's crazy. And there's nothing going on.
We've talked before how we want this show to be a big tent show, right? We want to let in all kinds of listeners.
Yeah, you don't even have to like rock and roll. You could just...
We've said before,
hang
you
out.
don't have to like rock and roll. You can be conservative. You can be progressive.
Just be friendly. That's all
you
we
can
ask.
be a populist. We've just said, be friendly.
Be nice. Respect others.
Sexuality fluid.
Well, we didn't say that necessarily.
Yes, we have.
but-
We've
we have?
absolutely said
want-
that.
No, I'm saying we didn't. Yeah, okay. No,
You want
I
to
got
kick?
no
you
issue
want to
with it.
kick Chuy off the show?
I'd prefer that.
We'll even take Kiss fans. I mean, that's how broad.
Let's draw the line somewhere.
That said, I'm really hesitant, but some of you are stupid.
Oh, come on.
Some of you are
Why are
just
you looking at
downright
me when you say
dumb.
that? Why are you looking right
You're
at me
just-
right now?
Some of you are just downright idiots.
Because I'm leaving the show early to beat traffic home?
I want people to start using the top of their intelligence when they think. You know what I mean?
Where's the sport in that?
Conspiracy theorists are all over the internet for the last week talking about this eclipse and what all it means. And I know some of it has just got to be like teenage trolls, but the problem is that the teenage trolls, they put something ridiculous down there. Mm-hmm. Somebody else is texting me. Same experience down. What is it? Hold on, let me see what it says.
You guys are just trying to make me feel better.
Drop off with 7 cars.
That seems like a lot.
I-35 going to Buda, light.
Surely some place is packed. A coffee place?
I don't think anybody's out
No,
there.
you guys have no idea what's about to unleash.
I'm not even sure if we should.
Hazmat, National Guard, FEMA.
One person says that Masonic rituals are planned worldwide
Yes.
to usher in a new world order.
SEX rituals, too, I've noticed. I've got the USA Today article where they are trying to debunk.
That would be hot.
They're fact-checking all these conspiracy
To
theories.
be outside and
It's like, well, what team are they playing for?
behave like animals while this...
What team is USA Today playing for? Telling me that...
I think this is another test.
Hang on, Cole.
See how many follow orders and how close they are to declare martial law without a fight. That's a big fear, is that we're all sheep.
That's
And that
true.
and then people will do whatever the government tells them.
Well, the Lord is my shepherd.
And there's this weird thing where they're just like, the government wants to take over and imprison all the people. And I still don't quite understand that one, because once you've done that in a capitalist society, you've then eliminated all the point in being in
Why
charge?
don't you just look at the science, Matt? Let's go to the caller. Maybe he'll set you straight. Hey, caller.
Hey, morning, fellas.
Morning.
I got a ticket, 64 in a 45, trying to beat the Eclipse. But I told you there was going to be clouds this morning, gentlemen.
So is this part of the conspiracy that they just created the Eclipse to give you a ticket?
Listen, I was on the phone with some guys I played Call of Duty with.
Well, you shouldn't be on the
and
phone when you're driving. Of course you're going to get a ticket.
Yeah, but they told me to tell the cop that he couldn't see me properly because the Eclipse was reflecting off his badge. So I tried, but he had a Velcro badge on.
Oh,
So.
okay.
But yeah, I told you fellas we weren't going to be able to see it.
Oh, he's
Sorry,
doing comedy. I
Austin.
didn't realize he was doing comedy.
Yes, we do.
I'm sorry.
Well, they did.
Sorry to ruin your
I was
act.
getting a ticket.
Yeah.
Nah, it's all right, brother. I'm still on my way to work though. But
All right. Well,
yeah,
good luck
I had a
getting
feeling
there
we
today.
weren't going to be able to see it.
All right.
So
Thank you,
all right,
Brandon.
Take
Take
it
care.
easy, fellas.
Obviously, the Eclipse has people going crazy already, as you can tell.
Health Ranger, who has over 75,000 subscribers, created a bit of a stir and got a viral post when whoever runs Health Ranger posted, "Sure would be the perfect cover story if our terrorist government wanted to take down the power grid and cause mass chaos while blocking all citizen communications. Kind of convenient if you want to declare martial law and unleash a dictatorship before Trump can win in November." I don't know how we're piecing all of those things together.
Huh. Yeah. I don't know.
What about this?
Maybe? What? What about this what?
There's something about a Mothman or a Birdman.
This is what I want to hear about.
Okay.
I don't know. Ever since 2016, people have been posting photos of a winged silhouette in front of the sun called Birdman, or some countries call him Mothman. And he may appear.
What does he do? Like he just...
You don't want to know. I don't want to scare the people.
This one
out there.
excites me.
Aren't moths attracted to light? It's going to be dark.
This one excites me, and a post that's been viewed over 1 million times. Someone says that they have proof that the eclipse is linked with the imminent sacrifice of red heifers in Israel. You guys may or may not.
Yeah, I
the
saw
red
this
cows.
one.
Yeah, neither of you are Jewish, but yes, the red heifers are supposed to be slaughtered before the third rebuilding of the temple in Israel, which would signal the and then some Christians are really into this too because it signals the return of Christ.
What do they do with the cows after that?
It's just that's the beginning of what you're supposed to do: slaughter the red heifers, and then
And they eat them.
then you start rebuilding the temple. But here's the issue with that:
There should be red.
there is no
heifer specials.
solar eclipse in Israel. So why have they chosen this eclipse that's going over St. Louis?
Every single thing revolves around the United States. I don't know if you knew that.
Someone posted that red heifers from Texas have already arrived in Israel, where they will be sacrificed during the solar eclipse. At the same time, CERN, which is that collider,
Yeah.
CERN is going to open up demonic portals.
I thought you were going to say they're going to open up a restaurant.
No, that one is on an evangelical pastor's site. Do you think that when you make predictions, here's a new thing I want to do out there, and this goes for sportscasters, weathercasters, anything like that. You have to put up money whenever you make a prediction from now on. Because there's no punishment ever for anyone. Anyone can make a prediction and then go, oops, afterward. I think you should have to. Mm-hmm. There should be an international organization where you have to zell them some money.
Yeah.
And then they hold that money
until
and you don't get the money back until after the prediction.
I've got a prediction. I didn't hear anybody come up with this one. Have the flat earthers weighed in? Because
yes,
didn't they?
Absolutely, they have.
Because in a flat Earth scenario, the sun is projected.
Correct. And so is the moon.
So it's not exactly where we think it is. So we might not have any eclipse at all today. We could have miscalculated completely.
You don't think the group of scientists that said this already thought about it all?
I don't know.
The flat Earth believes that all of this is projected anyway, and that this is done to. My favorite is. Let me see if I can find this guy. There's a guy who calls himself a sovereign citizen. If you don't know what sovereign citizen is, that's people who say,
I ain't paying taxes.
They're saying, well, there's some stuff in the Constitution which says that I don't belong to the country belongs to me, and therefore there are no police, there's no taxes, anything. I'm free to travel, and I don't have to pay for anything. I'm a sovereign citizen. Mm-hmm. He's posted a conspiracy theory called Operation Balloon. And he claims that the government is going to use the Eclipse blackout as cover to deploy balloons filled with poisonous gas over the country.
Is that the easiest way to get the gas out?
Well, wait. He says that during the 30 seconds of darkness or whatever, the government is going to... Can I ask a question?
Yeah. Sure.
If the important part of releasing poisonous gas balloons over all of us is darkness, then why wouldn't they do this at night instead of during the 30 seconds
Instead of partial darkness?
Yeah,
It's not even going to be dark. It's going to be like not even dark.
Yeah. I don't...
It's like dark
I don't even understand this theory because it's like, well, what about... I don't understand why it wouldn't just be at
What does the poisonous gas do?
Yeah, they would have opportunities every 12 hours or so to 24 hours.
Here's my favorite thing.
When it gets dark.
And this is where I really get into where, okay, this is people being purely stupid and not using the top of their intelligence. A man shared an image showing the path of the eclipse passing over more than a dozen significant landmarks.
I like these.
He says the landmarks include the birthplace of Bill Clinton, the birthplace of former Vice President Mike Pence, the site of a train derailment in East Palestine, the site in East Palestine, Ohio, the site of the 1993 Waco mishap, and the location of former President John F. Kennedy's assassination.
Does it make a pentagram?
And he says that's a hell of a lot of coincidences right there.
Yeah.
He's saying that's proof that something's going on with this eclipse.
That is spooky.
I say it's proof that stuff happens that we write down and we're aware of.
No, man, something crazy is going to happen.
What's going?
We just can't.
Have we lost a real opportunity to educate any kind of critical thinking skills into it?
No, we took everyone.
Are
out of school
all countries
today.
this dumb?
Yeah, but listen, we haven't gotten into numerology yet. What month is this?
The 4th month.
Okay, what day is this?
The 8th month. The 8th
Okay,
day.
you divide
2, 0,
the
2,
4.
4.
What do you get when you divide the 4 into the 8?
You get 2.
And the sun and the moon are how
Two
many
objects?
And it's 2024.
That's a lot of coincidences right there, isn't it?
A lot of coincidences.
It's a lot of coincidences.
What's called moleads?
Well, here's what I don't
Those are
get.
moleads.
People are like, these are coincidences. So, and so?
Yeah, exactly. Anything could happen.
I blame the Crystal and Geode girls.
Blame them for what? Getting us all into this because
all the guys got to fake and pretend.
there really are people who went. Bob, did you say you had neighbors who bought toilet paper?
Yeah. It was in our neighborhood group. Like, right, everybody needs to go to the store and make sure you stock up on toilet paper. The shelves are going to be wiped out.
Were they doing that as a joke?
No. But it happened several times during the pandemic, too, remember?
I do
run
remember.
on toilet paper and paper
remember.
towels. Like, what? And water. Like, what?
When people think about... This is where I think that governments don't get enough credit.
Government.
Keeping a general calm over a population that has a high percentage of liberty gibbets. Like, that's a pretty intense balancing act just to keep society held together. When you think about how our brains work, that we did have multiple runs on toilet paper. They put out a thing saying, make sure you've got gas in your car. Not that we were running out of gas. The whole point was, if 1 million people are going to come to your area to view stuff, there could be long lines and you may not want to wait. And you know what I mean? Some people drive around with less than half a gallon in their car and it could cause a bind. They're just like, hey, you might want to think ahead and have some gas in your car.
Top it off.
Instead, people are now writing on the internet, oh, we're supposed to run out of gas. A little darkness does not cause us to run. Am I frustrated? Is this stupid? Am I the only one frustrated and I should shut up about this?
I am the one saying that it's way overhyped in every single form and fashion.
No, you're going to... okay, you say that now, but wait Wait a couple hours.
I bet
I'm
we don't
going
even
to call
see it.
you from wherever I am.
It's going to be dark
And I'm
for
going
a
to call
couple
you.
minutes.
What are you thinking now, Chuy? What are you thinking now? It's gridlock. Ooh, I hope I can prove you wrong.
How are you going to have cell phone service with all the chaos?
Exactly.
I'm just excited for tacos. I hope everyone
So you're
else gets
staying
to eat
here?
something
You're
fun.
staying here? You're going to risk not getting home tonight?
Bob,
God.
stop.
I live 10 minutes. I could walk home probably. I'll walk to Matt's.
Yeah, come on with me.
There's got to be some voice of reason on this show. I don't know why you guys trying to downplay the chaos.
Let's say worst case scenario.
Come on. Can we just be Joe Rogan for a day? Just for a day? Can we just go crazy? Who knows what it might do for the ratings?
It would probably be great for us. People like this stuff. People like
what I'm trying to do.
To cause their own panic.
So give me a reasonable scenario, an actual.
I just did.
No, you didn't. You said nothing. You said it's going to be crazy, and then you just kept on talking about something else.
And that's what I'm saying.
Crazy with a K.
Now,
Eclipse with a K.
There are no penalties for just saying something like, I don't know, seems like a lot of coincidences, and there's a really good chance that the government could declare martial law. And then when they don't, go, well, I still suspect that it might. There's no coincidences. I mean, there's no. You don't get punished for that, for being that wrong.
There's no more sun. Let's say some solar things act up. Maybe cell towers kind of act up. That's
what about the bats? We don't know what the bats and the birds are going to do.
We
don't know what your family pet might do. The family pets might get together during that 1 minute and 40 seconds and decide to go Planet of the Apes on us.
See, you jumped the shark.
Saying.
You just jumped the shark.
I just got.
I want a reasonable.
Do you know what would be way more freakish to me than an eclipse? Is that if all of a sudden, for some weird reason, one day the sun came out for 3 minutes at midnight. Then I would be like, all right, something's up. The flat Earth might be right because did somebody forget to turn on the projector at the right time?
I saw the way my dogs, Radar and Wilco, been looking at me the last couple of days and checking their watches.
Well, that's
synchronizing their watches.
That's because you have peanut butter on your pants.
They're.
I hope it's all.
What if all the domestic pets in the world during the eclipse go full on, not the original Planet of the Apes, but the remake?
I like the remake. With Franco?
The Marky Mark.
Franco.
Didn't Marky Mark do him?
It was James Franco. Racist. Let's go to this caller. Caller.
Hey, good morning.
What's up?
Trying to figure out how everybody's completely ignoring the whole werewolf thing.
Oh,
I don't want to even bring it up. They asked us not to mention that on the air. They said, please, whatever you do not talk about the werewolf conspiracy.
It is kind of frightening, the idea that we could have daytime werewolves, right?
Right.
Well, I mean, typically they're associated with the moon, but there has to be a werewolf. I mean,
we're safe. We don't have we've got a Trader Joe's, but we don't have a Trader Vic's that they could hang out in. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you got the reference?
I mean,
huh? Warren Zevon?
I do get the reference.
Werewolves in London.
Exactly.
Werewolves in Dripping Springs.
I mean, running out of gas, I can see that. Poisonous balloons, I mean, okay, but man, I mean, the werewolf thing, especially in Austin. I mean, Austin's a mecca for werewolves. And I don't know what to expect, frankly. I'm going home.
All right, go home. Lock yourself away. Lock yourself away. It's the only answer.
I mean, this is a good time for the Rainy Street Killer to strike.
Well,
let's go to the caller. Caller.
Hey, guys. So I was listening to y'all's conversation about the eclipse earlier when y'all started the show, and now after listening to that last segment, it's clear that Bob needs to stick with the stuff that he does know.
All right.
So
hey, man, I'm just trying to make a little extra revenue for the station. You know, we've been playing it too straight on this show for a long time, while our contemporaries and colleagues at other radio stations, some even in this building.
Well, then go to AM to do all that to be sound insane.
Tell us what you know about the eclipse. What are you doing, Colin?
Why are you so calm right now?
What are you up to during the eclipse?
Exactly.
Well, I don't believe the government's going to try and start a dictatorship on us. And I'm going to listen to the scientists when they say, yeah, it's just the moon passing in front of the sun. So I really don't care. I just got my glasses. if it's a clear sky, then I'm just going to take a look at it like, oh, that's cool. Don't get to see that more than once in a lifetime.
Is that whenever it's, you say that when a woman takes her top off, too?
And you know your glasses are going to work. They've been certified, right? Or is it just another way of the government to all blind us all?
Connor's excited because when everyone wears super dark glasses where you can't see like that, it's the only time where he can go in public and women don't scream. So,
Oh, my God. This guy's frightening.
that's not even a human laugh.
I know.
What is that?
Let's blame that on the eclipse. Oh.
Do you know that when you go to the San Antonio Zoo, you don't even hear a noise like that? And that's filled with animals from all around the world that have the cackle of the weirdness.
I would get my belt checked on my car or like something.
If the
with
San
transmission.
Antonio Zoo took one of those moldoramas and you could make a little tiny plastic mold of Connor. Oh, they do. It's an elephant.
All right, Connor.
Did he just die at the end? What was that?
I don't know.
I hope your people come and take you now that one of the planets is closer. Thank you.
It's not a planet.
I mean, the moon is closer. Let's go to Mark. Mark.
Hey,
What's up, Mark?
good.
Hey, Mark.
I love y'all show, man. Number one.
We really
Hey,
are.
Well,
Everybody is just so bored, man, that they grab onto anything for excitement. This thing will be over with in 3 minutes, and we'll be
Like a
going
Cowboys season?
yeah, like what the hell? It's not gonna. There's nothing gonna happen. Okay. It's like,
what government agency do you work for?
Yeah,
sir?
it sounds like you work for CERN or the Large Hadron Collider. You want us to look the other way, don't you?
I'm just saying, it's not. There's nothing going to happen. It's going to be so disappointing.
You know what's
I
so
feel
funny?
Sorry.
Some people.
I feel sorry for people that spent so much money trying to get to this.
I don't.
I don't.
I don't.
I
At
don't.
all. I don't. This is where I'm a very bad person, is that I don't feel bad for them at all.
It's hard to feel sorry for idiots.
You going to step outside and take a look, Mark?
Chuy, I love you, brother.
All right. Take care, Mark. You be good out there.
Here's another interesting thing. He said 3 minutes. Some people are saying 2 minutes. Some people are saying 4 minutes. Which is it? And is time going to be the same during it?
Yeah, nothing
Because of the
stops moving.
anticipation. Is that 3 minutes or whatever it's going to be feel like an actual 3 minutes or feel longer or shorter?
I really think
How will it feel?
are supposed to sacrifice somebody. That's why things are going crazy.
I've seen a couple of conspiracy theories that there's going to be a giant human sacrifice that begins because the path of the last total eclipse in 2017 went one direction across the U.S. and this one goes another direction. And they're saying that right where they cross, there is a fault line, and that the U.S. government is going to use that. You know, what's that, DARPA or whatever, to control the weather? They're going to use that to set off a giant earthquake that will begin with the human sacrifice of millions, and that'll usher in a new...
I'm glad our taxes are going to something.
How's the grid, by the way, too? Because here's my other theory. What's going to happen when it gets dark during the eclipse? All the street lights are going to come back on because they're light activated.
That'll be cool.
And that might put pressure on the grid in the middle of the day.
I'd sacrifice somebody, but where do you find a virgin? I don't think the gods want an incel. That's not going to appease
I don't know.
anybody.
You have Connor's number right there on the caller ID.
I had to scroll back.
And that's a jingle out, Bob. Ladies and gentlemen, we have it's amazing the stringers that this show has. We didn't even put out the call, but we have hard-hitting news coming directly from the scene. James has called us with a report, an eclipse report. James, where are you right now?
I am at the HEB gas station in Georgetown, Liberty Hill.
Man, you got guts, dude.
Wow, you got guts. Is there any toilet paper there at all, sir?
Oh, no, it's all gone. It's gone, man. They cleaned out all of it in the bathroom.
Double ply, triple ply.
Is there blood in the streets?
Oh, man, this old lady smacked me with the squeegee. I just wanted to wash my windows, man. It was horrible.
It's insane.
The car wash has a line wrapped around the building.
Are you armed,
I think
sir?
I was afraid of work running out of gas. They got plenty of gas to sit in line at the gas station.
Are they gouging?
Yeah.
Is there any price gouging going on?
Actually, the price is 4 cents cheaper than yesterday. So,
What? It's all part of a
what's
government
going on.
conspiracy.
Yeah.
Hey, James, is there anybody out there?
Maybe 3 cars. 16 pumps. We got 3 cars going. The pump was slow as all get out, but it's pandemonium, buddy. I thought I was going to be killed or even worse.
Sounds crazy out there.
Good luck to you, James.
Dangerous. Yeah, you guys stay safe. I think it's a blip happening, isn't it? Are we going to get Tony Stark back?
We may. We'll find out. We're not sure yet. We don't know what's going to happen until 1:30 today. Well,
Love you
best of
guys.
luck to you.
Congratulations on all your awards.
Well, they don't mean anything now.
Stay locked and loaded. By the way,
the world doesn't end.
if you need to report, if you have any reportage, you can call us 512-834-0937 throughout the morning and let us know what's happening with the mayhem and pandemonium out there.
Hey, I just want to tell you
from
too,
the apocalypse.
if I don't know if we're going to get to the other side of this or not.
Right.
But I just want to know, I want you guys to know I enjoyed working with you all these years, and I love you guys. And
Thank you.
And whatever may happen here in the next few hours, and wherever we may be when we come out the other side, Godspeed. And thank you for
that's nice.
Thank you for your friendship and your loyalty, and I hope I've provided the same for you. No, you don't have to cry, Chuy.
He's not. It's allergies.
I'm fine.
Are you done with your thing yet?
We enjoyed that
Are
sentiment.
you done with your...
Well, I was hoping you guys would reciprocate.
No,
but
we liked it.
Mornings with Matt and Bob presents
No reciprocation whatsoever.
Nods to the Odd.
A dog cafe in China accidentally left a gate open, and more than 100 huskies escaped from the dog cafe and ran through a Chinese mall.
That's adorable.
You will turn your attention to the screen, please.
Please, I would.
I have footage of 100 huskies running through a Chinese mall. Oh, I didn't even think about it, but I bet there's going to be a damn ad on this by now because it probably will have populated, right?
Yeah.
Son of a crapper. Let's see. Well, I'll show you in a second then. How about that?
Okay.
The thing is, I have a fear. Oh, no, it didn't. Look, 100 huskies. There they go.
Oh.
What do you think, Bob?
Oh, I used to have a husky named
I like
Kojak.
huskies. My best friend had a husky through high school. He liked to smoke weed.
Those things, man, those shed, though.
Isn't it weird that... Look at how everyone seems so excited to see all the huskies running. But if 100 teenagers started running through a mall, people would really freak out, wouldn't they?
Beautiful creatures, though.
Yeah.
Which brings the question, are teens more dangerous than dogs?
And none of them pee or pooped in there? They just run around.
Oh, I'm sure a couple squatted. Boy, look at that. Look at that old lady trying to, in her Chinese, red rubber-soled shoes, trying to catch them. There you go. Not much to this story. This was really an opportunity to show the guys inside of here 100 huskies running through a mall. Now, most of you are like, but we can't see it. And you're right. I may have made up the entire story. It may not have happened at all. And I may have just... In fact, there's actually nobody else in here. The other voices you hear have always been AI on this show. Sorry about that, everybody.
It's okay.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I have to hit this now, don't I?
Mornings with Matt and Bob presents Nods to the Odd.
Yeah, if you guys like that story, you're going to love this one. A comic book featuring... It's Superman's debut comic.
Oh, do we know it?
A copy of the 1938 comic book Action Comics #1, featuring the first appearance ever of Superman, sold... How much did it sell for at auction, ladies and gentlemen?
$120,000.
Great guess. Very good guess. $128,000. It came up for auction. Heritage Auction said the copy of Action Comics #1, the 1938 comic book, featuring the first appearance of Superman, attracted a record-breaking bid. Bob, what was the record-breaking bid? It's not $125,000.
$1.2 million.
$1.2 million?
Yeah.
What are you, out of your goddamn mind?
No, you didn't say what condition it was.
Very fine, 8.5.
Yeah.
Very fine plus 8.5.
I don't know. I would think it would be in the millions, but... How many of those are around still?
It's believed that 100 copies of the comic are still exist. The service has graded 78 copies over the year. But 1.2 million, that seems insane. The actual retail bid, you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
$6 million.
Hey, at least I was in the ballpark.
This goes back to a thing that we have said for a long time on this show, and that is the amount of money that you can save up when you are not dating is incredible. When you're not having to go to restaurants, when you're not having to have nice shoes, when you're not having to pay for drinks and Cosmos, flowers,
candy,
morning after pill, anything like that,
$50.
the amount of money that you can save up. Can you put a price on virginity? I think not. Congratulations to whoever. Let's see. The previous most expensive comic book sold at auction was a near mint copy of Amazing Fantasy number 15. That fantasy was a guy selling a comic book for $3.6 million, apparently. And it came true.
Netflix has a high-end collector's series, and it's just wild to see what these people are paying and exchanging for. I mean,
I know.
Is there anything collectible out there that you would pay gobs of money for?
I don't know.
Bob might. Bob likes collecting stuff, and Bob, I think that's part of the stuff. Bob, is there anything out there like, is there a rare album you would pay a lot of money for? Is there a rare Macintosh amplifier you'd pay a lot of money for?
No,
a rare
because
watch?
I'm basically cheap. I'm basically cheap, and so I have my pain threshold comes pretty quick when
My
it comes to
values.
spending on stuff. In fact, I talked to my wife yesterday about starting to sell off a bunch of stuff now.
That makes sense because you're not a guy who would pay a lot of money to have something. You paid $1 billion to walk away from something.
All right, Matt. You know what?
What?
I'm out of here.
Call him back, Al. Get
That
him
was
back
the
in.
least. That was the least threatening walkout you've ever done in all the years you've done walkout. Like at least sometimes it seemed like you were walking out, but with the laissez-faire way in which you walked out, it really did not seem. You were like, "All right, I'm out of here," and then you just slowly sauntered out. Is your hip okay?
Ow!
Damn it. Sometimes Bob does the entertainment just for the room, folks. That's just the way it is. Hey, if you'd like to sit in here and see how the sausage is made, you can write to Chuy at KLBJFM.com, and request to be part of our audience of one. On Select Fridays, we select somebody, and they get to sit in here and watch with us.
May or may not have to bring tacos.
Someone got really lucky last Friday, and they got to see a 2-hour fight afterwards. So good.
Yeah,
good,
we should have
good for
cleared.
them.
We should have cleared the room
I
of
didn't know. I
non-essential.
feel bad. I didn't know he was sitting here.
Just staring into the distance.
Probably felt so uncomfortable.
I know.
Like, you know when mom and dad fight and you're just trapped in a room?
No, we should have. I didn't think of that.
Okay.
It happened also organically and not planned, the meeting, and then I was like, "Oh, we had a civilian in here during that whole thing."
A 40-year-old man is suing a doctor at 2 medical clinics. He went in for a penis enlargement procedure.
Oh. Do those work?
He underwent 12 procedures. Oh, no. I'm sorry. He's undergone 12 more procedures. He did get a penis enlargement. His penis was much larger than prior. Unfortunately, he now has erectile dysfunction. So he has a giant flaccid dong.
What an awful exchange. That's like you made a wish with a genie. You know? He's like, there you go.
It is kind of a broken. That's today's nod of the odd, everybody.
There you go.
Mornings with Matt and Bob presents Nods to the Odd.
We have another special report, or
we do. Well, here's something we've been waiting on for a long time. Now, in the old days, ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman, look, I work here because of this guy. He literally paved the way for comics and local Austin comics to start coming in on the airwaves here. And in the old days, he would have taken the time to come in here. But now he's what we call a big shot. And he can't be bothered with coming into studio, right?
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dangerous Toys' biggest fan of all time. Comedian, writer, father, Los Angeles celebrity, and husband, Mr. Eddie Gossling.
Oh, my goodness. Oh.
Guys, is Jason McMasters there right now?
Yes, is exactly what's happening right now. Eddie Gossling!
Guys, if you're listening, Jason, come to the show Wednesday, 8 o'clock at Cap City Comedy Club. That would be such a kick to have Dangerous Toys reunion right there.
Yeah.
Would you bail from stage just to have them play in your place?
I mean, like a couple songs, huh? Please and tease them. Whatever, let's go.
You may not remember this, Eddie, but you came by my house one day. What did you used to have? Like a Mazda B2200?
No, I had you guys know what I had. I had the old...
little tiny pickup truck. Was it a Ford Ranger?
Yeah, that Mazda pickup truck. That was before I got my Clitoris.
Okay. You had a tiny Mazda pickup. And you came by my house one day. This is before people use phones or anything. And you go, hey, get in the car. Hey, get in the car. And I said, where are we going? He goes, it's a surprise. And you drove me to that Aaron's Rock and Roll head shop because you were like, because Dangerous Toys had just released the Dangerous Toys weed pipe, tiny weed pipe. And we drove there to get the Dangerous Toys pipe. I don't even know if you smoked weed. You were just like, I got to have it. You were collecting anything from Dangerous Toys at the time.
I can't believe I knew about... How did we even know about things like that?
I don't know. I don't know.
I wish I still had that pipe. I don't smoke weed, but I wish I had that pipe.
It was a fun little trip. Because I remember asking, because you weren't much of a drinker or whatever, and I was just like, you were just like, dude, Dangerous Toys, man. You're so stoked about it. This is Eddie Gossling, who is a longtime favorite guest of the show.
Oh, yeah.
Eddie...
We had some times.
Really was, I think, instrumental in me even starting. I mean, the joy of watching Eddie on stage is a force. I say was. Because I'm thinking of early memories, but is still a force. But also, the one thing that is gone that most people won't get to experience is you used to sit on this red velvet couch in the back of the Velveeta room, and you would heckle bad comics and destroy not only their set, but really their lives. You didn't do it to be mean. You would do it to comics who were doing really bad jokes, racist jokes, stuff like that. You would just start heckling them, and the entire audience would turn their chairs eventually. You were so good at it. So incredibly quick and good at it.
Yeah, but I learned from Charlie. That's what we do there. Charlie Shannon. We
Absolutely.
Sit in the back that's where we got those. Yeah, we would just sit in the back and comment. It was like we were like the Manning brothers, but
you
not
were.
Monday Night Football.
Yeah. You were like the two old guys on the Muppets up in the up the stairs. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now I am the old guy up in the top of the theater. The theater.
Now, for years and years and years and years and years, we didn't get to see you in Austin very much because you were very, very busy. You were head writer for Tosh.0.
I've heard of that.
Which was as Bob would call him, a juggernaut. That's a show that just really, not only it hit the ground, but it just took off.
It had a lot of imitators too over the years.
Did you and your team launch the internet? Is the internet important because of the work that you guys did at Tosh.0?
I mean, I would say that Chat GBT and all those things that are here now are because of Tosh.0. Yes, I would say that we launched the internet. It was us exclusively, and I'm coming Wednesday to reap the rewards of it.
Does anyone know what the first clip was on the first Tosh.0? Like, what was viral when that show premiered?
Great Lady?
Was it like Chocolate Rain? What was it? What was it?
Oh, that was...
I mean, it's whatever our first cold open was on Tosh.0. That's a really funny question. I can't even really... Do you guys even know the answer?
No, I don't.
Baby monkey riding on a monkey riding on a pig?
That was much later, too, Bob. That was much later.
Dang.
That YouTube was out by then.
Yeah.
I know our first episode had Afro Ninja was on it. He was the Web Redemption.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Harlan Williams was on it.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was that Rock and Roll McDonald's guy?
No.
No, Harlan Williams, the comedian.
Oh,
I made a reference to him
Oh,
earlier.
who did Rock and Roll McDonald's? We were
Wesley Willis.
Wesley Willis.
Yeah. And
I don't know that I know Rock and Roll McDonald.
Yeah, it was a song when Rock and Roll McDonald's.
I looked it up. It was apparently crush video of a woman with fat feet crushing inanimate objects. That's the first thing listed here on the Wikipedia.
Sandwiches.
Oh
my God! Oh my God! No, what do we owe the pleasure to? Why are you? I mean, you're a big time producer, writer, Hollywood. I know you live like on the beach. Like, are you? Why are you stretching your comedy wings again? Your stand up wings, or is this just a tax write off?
No, the show ended, and then COVID happened, the strike happened. I can't get employed, so I have to. We're all just winding up where we started.
So you saw him on the way up, and now you can see him on the way. No, come on, you got to have a screenplay in the works.
The clothes I'm wearing from Stitch Fix Wednesday night.
Okay, it's your official sponsor.
I mean. What's going to happen? What's Wednesday even going to look like after this eclipse happens?
I know. I was going to say, are you sure we're coming out the other side of this thing this afternoon?
If Greg Abbott sees a shadow, will more rights be from women?
Yes.
I don't know what's going to
What if Boeing 737 Maxes start falling out of the sky for no reason?
There won't be a reason. It's because there's 737 Maxes. That's the reason. When you fly here on Wednesday, do you get to pick which plane you want to come on?
I'd way rather part of the side of the plane rip off mid-flight, and we'll just continue on. It's way worse somebody having diarrhea up and down the aisle. I mean, like, they turn that flight around. They're like, no, we got to land. I think that Alaska flight kept going for a little bit. The diarrhea one, they're like, no, we're going back to Atlanta.
So but you are flying here for this show?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you'd gone all the way back. If you'd gone all the way back in your career to driving from L.A. to Austin for a one-nighter.
I'll tell you what. It wasn't out of the realm of possibility.
Okay.
I was like, you know what? I could probably just get the Subaru filled up 7 times each way, right? It was like miles with Southwest. I'm taking Southwest, guys. Everybody, whoever wants to greet me at the airport, I'll be getting it at 11.
Okay.
And then I'll be leaving the next morning at 5:30 a.m. because, like you said, I'm a big shot and I know how to book tickets.
That sounds kind of terrible. Why would you leave so early?
Because Chandy asked. Why am I leaving early? I have to be back Thursday because I'm helping produce a podcast for Daniel Tosh Show, and we have something going on Thursday. And then Friday, I'm leaving town to go to Sacramento at the Hard Rock, and then Saturday, some kind of theater in Santa Rosa up in wine country. I'm literally the busiest I've been in like forever for 4 days. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
I'm going to see you on Wednesday.
I'll be there.
I'm going to open. I'm opening for you.
Bro, I made a cartoon I'm going to put out today with you in it.
And Doug Mellard or Doug Millard is he's.
Here's the thing. Are you ready for this? This is the tone I'm going to set for your show. I have not put a foot on stage in over 4 years.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
What kind of train wreck is that? Chandy, the same thing that she did for you. Chandy called and was like, will you please do stand up again? And I was like, I can't. My brain is broken. And she was like, please. And then, but here's a compliment to you. I said, I absolutely not. She said, it's Eddie Gossling. And I said, I'll be there. Because.
Oh, I love it.
Well, you really are, to this date, and always will be, a fave of mine. I don't think that it's a shame I don't get to see you more often because, you've had a busy life and you've mainly been in L.A. and you've raised these wonderful children. You have a wonderful wife. You also have a gorgeous house on the beach, so why would you come to Austin? But
I have a Bernedoodle. Don't forget the Bernedoodle.
I did not know you had a... What is a Bern... Oh, is that a half St. Bernard, half Doodle?
It's a half Bernese Mountain Dog and then a Poodle. And he's like...
That is not even a breed. That's just a mistake, right?
I don't know. Maybe sometimes I think it's a mistake.
Is that a new thing you can do? You can just put Doodle on any mistake?
Yeah. I I think it really. I like to say he's a Bernese Mountain Poo because that makes people even more incensed.
Okay. My son is a humadoodle. He's
got the nervousness of the doodle, but he's got the human tendencies to use a toilet, which is nice.
What?
Are you?
Go ahead.
So I'm happy you're going to be doing the show, and
there's one of you.
I mean,
I'm gonna take it as an opportunity for a pee break.
And right there
at the table. Right there at my table.
Well, yeah, everybody dive up for the show. I wanted to mention that. They said the toilets aren't working. Dive up, the toilets aren't working. If you stay at your seat the entire time and fill your diaper, we're going to wait before and after. You could actually get party for 12 back at Cap City Comedy Club, 50% off. There's still a 2-item minimum, and that does include things from the kitchen. So, wear the diaper, wait before you come in. Shandy will have the scale out there by the booth. Just take it, give her the dry diaper. This is how it works. When you come in, make sure you have your dry diaper. Shandy, she'll wait, then you put it on, and then at the end, take it, remove it, and then you give it back to her, and she'll wait again.
That's the entry. Okay, that's how you enter into the contest.
Hey Eddie, this is Bob. How you doing? Hey, I know back in the day we used to talk about your fascination for robots, and now the robots are here. Does that still weigh heavy in your life? Do you have a robot? Are you still obsessed with robots? Are you going to be doing any bits about robots? Where are you on the robot scale now that Elon has actually made humanoid robots for us?
I think you know that I was on the right side of this from the beginning, and my whole thing was because at some point when the worm gatherers were going to get together, which is what any kind of event would be with humans, they would have heard my bits in the past and things like that guy's cool, he's cool with us, let him live. So I think I'm fine with it. I think I put it out there that I'm okay with it.
The long game always was just to protect yourself from the new mechanical overlords.
The new mechanical overlords are going to have. I mean, I will become whatever they need me to be. How about that? Let's just leave it at that.
Even a sex slave.
Sex slave is fine. Robot sex slave. If they want to make me into a doodle, I will be like a robot doodle.
An Eddie Doodle.
Oh, I'm selling Eddie Doodles after the show, absolutely. So come on, look into my pen of Eddie Doodles. I mean, are you guys worried about the robots?
No. I just know that. Didn't you own one at one time?
I did. I had that little robot. It was like from Sharper Image. Before,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why they went out of business, but I had it was like a butler robot.
Well, this is my problem is that every time at the CES show, every time they try to reintroduce a robot to America and say the robots are coming, it's always just a new form that brings you a drink.
Yeah.
And that's why I still don't have the fear is I don't think that you can take over the world just by bringing me drinks.
No, those police dogs now, though, are terrifying. Those headless dogs, robots.
Do you know that those just bring criminals drinks?
That's
the problem. They just bring criminals drinks.
Get a whole six-pack out there.
It's Boston Dynamic. There's no way it's not bringing you a beer. It's
Boston, for Christ's sake. Those dogs.
Look at that. Listen to that. Eddie's, unlike Matt, Eddie's still writing.
I don't know. You guys, I can't wait to go on stage and just do the same jokes from 30 years ago.
I would have zero problem with that.
I don't have any problem with it. As long as you do your NASA bit.
There's no way I can remember things from 30 years ago.
Slowly. You know how Pup likes it. I can do your whole act from 30 years ago.
So quotable.
You know, there are probably 30 million new people have moved to Austin since you left for Los Angeles.
You're not going to recognize the place.
Some of these people don't know offhand right away who you are, but they would know from the show. Anytime you hear Bob and I go, I got filler up, that's a ripoff line from Eddie Gosling's old NASA bit.
Yep.
And we still, anytime we have to try to figure out math in this show, we just answer, I got filler up.
What do you got?
Math is the worst. What a joke.
Yeah, They sold us on that as kids, but like, oh, you're going to need all this stuff. But
I mean, are they? They're not going to need any of this.
No.
I can write a book right now. I'm going to write a book right now in 5 seconds on ChatGPT. So I need a whole book, and then I'm going to use it, and then I'm going to get it on Amazon, and I'm going to make sure I get 5 people to review it with 5 stars, and then the algorithm takes over, and then all of a sudden I've written the best book ever about Jesus.
It sounds like you got it all planned out. I don't even know why you're taking time to come to Austin.
I get it. It's research. I got to get after Eclipse again and see how the city holds together.
Eddie, is that...
Are you guys doing a remote somewhere? Are you guys out in a parking lot for the Eclipse? What are you guys doing? There's got to be something you guys are bringing the people, the listeners.
People have been calling us all morning to let us know what it's like in the...
out there in the wild.
Epocalypse. What do we call it? The apocalypsia or something. They're out there and basically nobody's even on the roads right now. I think everyone skipped work, uses as an excuse to stay home and get day drunk or something. But nothing is.
I've got a friend that lives 2 blocks from me. He's there for this. He goes to every Eclipse event. I don't know what you would say these things. Honestly, they're like, they only happen every century. I've known him for like 15 years, and he's been to 4 of them.
Okay,
so stop it.
What does he do? What's he do?
He like watches it.
No, but what's he do for a living? I mean.
Oh no, he's like a financial guy, like a higher up at like a financial place. So it's like I don't even understand the rhyme and reason as to who like likes this kind of thing is like it boggles my mind to go. I mean, I'll see it here pretty much, right? It's not just gonna be in Texas and Cleveland, Ohio, the 2 hot spots of America, are really bringing them in. Like they had something in common with Cleveland is this. That's an L, everybody. That's a big L.
Come on, man. That's not very nice.
By the way, we have full-on clouds today too, so it may not even happen.
There's
at all.
literally no sun right now.
55% chance of thunderstorms later today, so we don't even know.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad that's what it should be. They're still gonna try to create their own eclipse in their tent wherever they're camping out.
Yeah.
Wow. I just think it's like when the head of the penis gets in front of the sun, all the nerds go crazy. That's what I imagine something inside their tent right now.
This is Eddie Gossling, by the way. He's going to be at Cap City Comedy Club.
One night only. One show only.
You can get tickets at capcitycomedy.com. One show. Wait, are you only doing one show, right, at 8 o'clock?
I'm only doing one show. I mean, if there's some kind of crazy rush for tickets, we'll add a second, I'm sure.
Okay. In other words, it's one show only. And
one show only, barely. I think the kitchen's at half staff. That's if you're hurting. If you don't come see me, that's fine. But you're hurting the individuals that are on supposed to work. All right, people sign up for this. They don't just show up and like hope there's people there. This is how they pay their rent. And you guys are gonna be like, maybe I'll do something else Wednesday. Well, okay, good. Taking food out of the mouths of all those servers.
Eddie shows up, and the flags and the kitchen go to half staff. It's a real sad thing happening. What are you on Tosh's podcast?
Yeah, I do. I'm in the beginning. I'm a jumping off point, right? It's like, how you doing, Eddie? I go, good. And he goes, let me tell you how I'm doing. And then that's really. And
then that's it. Okay.
That's it. I did last week. I got on TMZ though. We did Daniel had some inside scoop about Kardashians, their season finale. They had closed down some kind of a grocery store or whatever. None of us watch it, so we don't know what's going on. But I guess what's-her-face, whoever's dating Timothée Chalamet, said she was pregnant with his son.
Okay.
But they contacted us right away and said that's not true and that we were on notice. Kardashians contacted us. Like, we're on notice. I don't know what that means. I guess, I don't know. I can't go to a mall? What does that mean? I'm a Kardashian. I can't go get lip gloss? Okay, fine. I'm on notice. So whatever. But then, because it's a video podcast also, they picked that up on TMZ, and there's like a picture of me wearing that crown that I like to send out to clubs for my headshot.
Right.
I have a crown. and Daniel's asking me a question, and there's just this picture of me with a crown on, and my kids are like, "Oh, come on."
I saw your dad in a crown on TV.
Hey, how is Daniel Tosh not aged?
I know, right? It's amazing. Well, I think 2 episodes ago we did his hair doctor.
Are you not worried about that? Is there no conspiracy theory there?
You don't think that maybe Daniel is a robot? Remember, he's Tosh.0. He's his second version.
That is true. He is Tosh.0. I don't know that he doesn't really age. You know, that's kind of crazy. I'm gonna Thursday when I get back in town from Austin, I'm gonna poke him with something and see what happens.
Right. I think it's all that Taco Bell he ate back in the day when he was the spokesperson.
He used to be the Taco Bell guy.
Yeah. Boy, that was a genius a long time ago.
I cashed in. I got him. That got the ball rolling. Huh?
Yeah, sure did.
That's when he made that dough.
Is there even Taco Cabana there anymore?
There are Taco Cabanas.
It's not the same. No, they don't have the
salsa bar. Really,
the salsa bar ever since the pandemic really never came back in full force.
Yeah. So sorry.
You know, you don't know how things affect people until you know the salsa bar has been shut down at Taco Cabana.
Lost my business.
Salsa, the Taco Cabana and my stand-up career are very similar. Since the since the pandemic, never really came back in full force.
It's like, salsa bar and jokes are hard to come by.
Exactly.
I wasn't going to talk about bread. We were making bread during the pandemic.
Right.
All my materials, like, you know, you get material as a comic from like living, going outside and doing stuff. Hey, you come out of a quarantine and the material's different. Like, y'all like puzzles? You're like, what? I guess puzzles. Are you in your 50s talking about puzzles? I sure am. Let's go. That's what I've been doing for 8 months, watching people play with puzzles.
All right. That's Eddie, we got to go. I'm sorry, man.
We're at a hard break.
But I think we're all going to see you on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock at Cap City.
If we can get through to the other side of this thing.
Of the eclipse,
then I guess there'll be a huge celebration.
There is a chance. We just read that there's a pastor saying that the CERN collider is going to open a passageway to demonic portals during this. So we may not see you.
Well, I mean, like, I think you guys are going to be fine. Is there a run on water or anything? Like, do you get supplies? Do I need to send you something?
Yeah.
Well, one theory is that the street lights will come on in the middle of the day because they're activated by, sensors, and that will put a strain on the power grid here in Texas and shut down everything.
Which is already kind of iffy sometimes, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, that could happen on any given day, but this is extra strain with the street lights popping on for a minute.
Your home if that happens, so it's going to be rough.
Yeah.
You run a hairdryer, it's $900 if this light thing happens, Bob.
All right. Eddie, where can people follow along with you?
I mean, I just call in here every once in a while. I think that's it. Or you go over to my website, Eddie Gossling. It used to be bigpulltighthole.com, but a lot of clubs wouldn't put that site up anymore. Yeah, they were like, people would put their cursors over and like, hey, nobody's clicking here for corporate parties because they think it's like a porn site. I'm like, it's not. I'm taking porn names back from the porn industry. Reverse, you get the worst names ever, but you click it and it's like, look at this. You can adopt a puppy here. I didn't think that's what was going to happen when I clicked on this. Yeah, all right, so whatever. I'm trying to do good. Throw it back in my face. So now it's just EddieGossling.com.
Boo.
So boring.
Yes.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
See you in a couple days.
Love you, Eddie.
See you Wednesday. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. That's Eddie Gossling. You
gotta
can
go.
see him. Cap City Comedy.
We'll all be there.
We literally all
Even
will
if you
be
don't
there.
want to see him, you can see us. You can see Matt on stage.
For 1 minute. Don't worry about that. Come see Eddie. Eddie and Doug. It's going to be a great night. Incel forums may soon go away. Would you have sex with a robot? Would you have sex? Would you put your donk in a robot there, Chuy?
What's she look like? What's the robot look like?
Why's it got to be she?
She look good.
Because
Yeah,
I'm attracted. I'm attracted to women.
But when it comes to robots, maybe you're fluid.
No.
Hydraulic fluid.
I still need something jiggling. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's the jiggling. What
It's
if,
the I'll 100% say it's a jiggle.
What if a robot? What if the robot is more solid based and doesn't have any jiggle, just has the form?
That's where you start getting into fake boobs versus real boobs, and then what do you really like? You know.
So
Fake
for
boob
you,
people are close
with a
to
lady,
robots.
it's not even about her being like having a firm tush. You want all the jiggle.
There's got to be a bounce, you know. Got to bounce.
Bob, would you have sex with a robot?
Is it soft or is it all metal? Like,
well, how about this? Don't ask me that question. Just tell me and say, "Oh, I would have sex with a robot, but it had to be soft," or "I'd have sex with a robot, but it needs to be all metal."
I have to be attracted to the robot.
I want girlfriend experience. I'll have sex with a robot if it's girlfriend experience.
What does that mean? So you would have
like there's kissing and hugging.
So you would have sex with a robot? Yes,
sure.
Bob is a misogynist.
What?
Yep, Canadian researchers have found out that men who have virulent misogynistic opinions against women are likely to express interest in having sex with robots.
No, I wouldn't do it exclusively.
You can't back up. You
You'd have
walked
more
into the
robots?
trap. You just said you hate women into the microphone.
I wouldn't do it exclusively. It would be an
Does it say
add-on.
anything about exclusive? It says if you have interest in having sex with a robot, the chances are much, 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 much higher that you not only that you hold misogynistic opinions, but they're virulently misogynistic opinions.
I would only hook up with the robot so I could be a better, boyfriend and listen.
Oh,
and,
look at you trying to back up
and
now.
not, bother her
Look
with all
at you
my
trying to
urges
protect yourself right now.
and my impulses, and then we can just be friends.
New study, the Social and Personal Relationship, the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships, which is a nerd magazine. It's not good. It's not like FHM or Field and Stream or Guns and Ammo or any of the good magazines.
Not the good ones.
The Journal of Social and Personal Relationship. Their larger aim is to analyze connections between preconceived beliefs about gender inequality, interest in casual sex, social hierarchies, etc. For the study, researchers analyzed data from undergraduate students at an unnamed university. Students answered a survey with multiple questions that gauged their views on gender, social dominance, social hierarchy, friendship, sex, lots of other topics as well. And they said one of the things we found out is that men who were described as holding views that were, quote, hostily sexist. They exhibited hostile sexism. So not just like, I don't know, I just don't think women's basketball is entertaining. Like, that's one kind of sexism, right? Mm-hmm. The good kind.
The truth.
Can I talk to your program director?
No, Caitlin Clark's been giving it up. She's been...
Don't say giving it up.
On the court.
Say, yeah, throwing up some numbers or something. Otherwise,
Okay,
it sounds...
tossing up.
Don't say tossing.
Okay. All right. She's been...
jerking those other kids around. Stop. It's not just that passive. It's like hostily sexist. Like, I don't like women. They're just out to get my money. Women are inferior. Men who are hostily sexist are more likely to express interest in having sex with robots, and they're vastly less inclined to want to be friends with robots. Basically, they don't see sex and friendship as being close partners. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm fine with calling it all off. Let's all just not have sex with each other. That way we don't have this dynamic of...
On the whole, humans tend to find sex robots unappealing. On the whole. More than 50% of the population is like, I don't want to doink a robot. But men far and away are more interested in them than women. A big surprise. Probably because they're sex robots.
What is it about the male robots that women don't like?
That women don't like?
Yeah, like what? Why is that low?
If it was help you plant some, help you repot some plants and go shopping robots, I bet they'd be very popular.
Now you're being sexist. Now you're a misogynist.
But I'm not being virulently and hostilely sexist. I'm being passively sexist. It's different. I still don't want to have sex with a robot.
I changed my mind.
Unless that robot moans, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow, plays more.
Once y'all perfect it, I don't know what's going to happen to the Earth. I mean, birth rates are already declining, right?
That's so good. Not in my hair.
Wrong portal.
Generally, people find sex robots relatively unappealing, but men far and away are more interested in them than women.
Yeah, until they make a Ryan Gosling robot.
You could just say that men are more interested in sex. No?
Well, they do say that it's especially stark, the contrast between men and women, with men who view women as being below them.
I think we're below women.
But here's the thing. And these guys are saying, I want a sex robot. I do not want an AI girlfriend. I don't want a robot girlfriend. I don't want a girlfriend. I don't like the idea of having to hang out with women. But I do want to have sex with a machine.
Can there be people that don't like hanging out with people and just women happen to be included in that?
Are you saying that you don't believe that sexism is real? Is that what's happening right now?
No, I'm trying to defend myself.
Okay.
Maybe I just don't like hanging out with people. And women are people, as we know.
Well, that's a nice take.
Can I just say right now that a jerk sleeve is not a robot and you're okay?
Oh, goodness. Thank goodness.
What about, what's the one they make in prison? The Fifi doll? That's kind of a robot,
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
you would still have a relationship with your palm. That's where the phrase "talk to the hand" comes from. Because afterwards you cuddle and you go, "You're still kind, love you."
No, there's no porn in Texas now. Got to hit the old megaplex down there, down south.
Mm-hmm.
Are all the sites blocked?
No.
Trap
not
is a
not
trap.
the nasty ones. Not the one Greg Abbott's frequent.
Guys, I got to get out of here.
Oh, come on.
The study gives a hint on how society might navigate the weird future. I actually think there's a benefit, though. If you had virulently sexist men who could also then regularly get laid, would it reduce them as being a problem in society? Would their anger toward women subside some if they had something at home to regularly stick it in that they enjoyed? Because they'd go from like hating women to just not even caring about women, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that
I've gone from virulently anti-kale to just like, well, I don't really care about kale; it just exists.
But will these incels all of a sudden get an artificial, ego after getting laid by these hot robots?
Whoa! You don't think already the problem with incels is that they have an artificial ego?
I think some of them are sad. And then some just have a warped view of the dynamics of.
You can have an ego, and it does not be a positive. You can have a very strong self-centeredness,
like a negative narcissism, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a lot of these guys have a very strong ego, and that's what leads into the sexism. And they're feeling like, I'm so great. How can the rest of the world not see that just from me existing on the internet? Shouldn't that be enough for me to be loved? I do think a big part of the problem is, now here's where I'm going to be sexist. I think a big part of the problem is on ladies. I think we have a lot of ladies raising boys and telling them that they're wonderful for existing. And then as they get older, all women aren't telling them that they're wonderful for existing, and they're getting mad because they're like, but I am wonderful. My mama told me that I'm wonderful.
I think there's a lot of parents telling children as a whole that. But yeah, men, for sure.
Not me. Not me, buddy. I ain't told my kid something nice once.
So should we put a governor on the sex robots? And sometimes it turns them down.
Abbott.
Wait a minute. That was so easy.
It was really easy, wasn't it?
Sometimes the sex robot turns them down just so they don't get,
You want a sex robot that tells a guy no?
I mean, it would get rid of the misogyny, right? Kind of?
Oh, no, I don't know how that works, what you're saying right now. That doesn't make sense to me.
Because they're seeing them as sex objects, but if they start to behave like a person, that's...
Do you think that the sex robot...
We can train them to be with actual women.
Do you think a program we could program the robots to actually rehab the incels? They're having sex, and then the robot starts to say, I like when after sex we sometimes can talk.
And if she's...
It would be nice if you asked me about my day.
And if you get one of those high-grade robots, when you cuddle, it has like a cooling effect, like a seat that's cooling seats. Instead of it being hot and warm after,
I don't believe you have a meeting in the morning. Can't you stay here for the night?
What are we doing for spring break?
What are we doing? What is this? Who are we?
Everything's just the same.
Please don't make plans for the weekend. My programmers are coming. Oh, now he sounds sexist.
Oh, yep.
I guess we have to go have sex with her.
Hey, Matt, before you get to your thing, let me just remind the folks, because I spent a good portion of the morning making these calculations.
I'm not mad. I'm knowing right.
If you're going to play Dark Side of the Moon and time it out perfectly for the Eclipse, you need to start the album at 12:55 and 7 seconds.
12:55 and 7 seconds.
And it should, unless everything's been miscalculated by me and NASA and Elon and everybody and Joe Rogan, it should time out. So when it's, the full coverage that we're going to get, it'll go, be the part where whoever's singing I think it's David Gilmour sings, the sun is eclipsed by the moon, and should happen right there perfectly. So 12:55:07, you want to hit play.
Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds like a deal.
My little public service from me to you.
A shout out and a thank you, if you don't mind, to Rita Patterson, nay Samsel. Isn't that how you do that? If they have a prior name, you go nay N-E-E.
I guess so.
Rita Patterson, nay Samsel, who was kind enough to send us not only cookies this morning, but a bunch of Eclipse glasses.
Well, they were Eclipse cookies because she gave us a light lemon cookie with a double chocolate cookie, so you could take the double chocolate and put it right in front, and I did that. Right in front of the lemon cookie, and it looks like an eclipse.
It's the only eclipse you'll be seeing today.
It's a cookie eclipse. And by the way, I just looked at I-35 traffic. I went to the lobby to take a look out the window.
Pileups.
Well, the pileup must be way down the road somewhere because
there's no
every
cars
10
out right
seconds a car goes by on
It's
I-35.
empty?
Literally empty.
Here's the great thing. They really did set this up for a Jade Helm. They're keeping everybody at home. And while we're not looking, they will bring the National Guard troops in here.
And they're going to take our guns.
And they're going to take our guns today, ladies and gentlemen.
They're going to go door to door and take our guns.
It's absolutely going to happen. They're here to take the guns, and they're going to turn everybody gay. They're going to take your guns. They're going to take your gender.
I can't wait. I'm going to go work out. Then no one's going to be there. Come back, get some tacos, watch the eclipse.
What kind of tacos they doing today?
Bro, the best.
What?
The best.
Santa Barbacha.
You can't handle it. It's too good.
Santa Barbacha is coming here today. It's a great thing that our company's done. Put that together for us. Yeah, because they didn't want our business to turn into like all the other businesses today where no employees showed up.
Possibly the best taco in Austin,
Santa Barbacha.
La Santa Barbacha.
Speaking of Santa, which is saint, by the way.
Yeah, I want to know about this.
So on Friday, if you were listening...
Oh, this is so good.
Sawyer Stoll was in here. He lost his wallet. He had to go get new wallet stuff because
his whole life was in there.
He left his wallet, and he has one of those giant, thick, ridiculous dude wallets that he had put on top of his car, and then like an idiot, he drove off with his wallet sitting on top of his car, and he lost it. He tried to do the loop-de-loop outside of work a couple more times. It was gone forever and ever and ever.
He had his passport. He had to bring his passport in case he needed an ID. So he's walking around with his...
I was proud of him, though, because being responsible, he's not the guy I think of as being responsible, but he had already gone online to DPS to try to get a new license. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's so proactive of you. And he goes, I just try to buy beer. It was just worry is that his panic is that he's not going to be able to go to certain bars if he doesn't have that ID.
Right.
But his money was in there, his social security card. He was like, hey, did you know that when they hire you, because he just got hired here, because you know when they hire you, they take a Xerox of your social security card? He's like, yeah, so I just cut that out. And it's like, I got one again. He's all stoked.
He had it paper clipped into his passport.
Now, he's not a guy I really think of as being religious. But Bob talked him into... Now, Bob is sometimes you're an on-again, off-again Catholic.
No, I'm not practicing anymore.
You've mastered it?
He's not active.
I'm not active. I don't play for that team right now. I'm kind of on.
Right now suggests on-again, off-again.
I'm red-shirted. I had some issues. I have some, and I still have some issues.
But do you still
have to get into it?
Do you still have any eligibility left in the church?
Sure.
Okay.
I just can't do certain things within the church.
Okay.
Like be married.
That's
in the eyes of the church, Jennifer and I, who've had 3 children and have been married for 25 years, are not married in the eyes of the church.
You're mad because the particular church you went to said you have to get your previous marriages annulled.
No, that I did.
Oh, you have to get married.
At great expense, by the way.
They said you getting married while your wife was holding your baby. You getting married in Hawaii on the beach doesn't count as a marriage. You got to do something with the church or pay us some money. Right. And you said this is ridiculous, and you got mad. And your protest is, I'm going to keep my kids out of heaven. That's your protest.
Well, I don't think I said that, but
that's what God heard.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and He hears everything.
I just feel like they're trying to do so much reform on the big things. It's like, well, what about the little thing? I have a paper from the state of Hawaii that says I'm married. I went through all the legal stuff.
Bob,
and you're telling me that I'm not married because I didn't get married under your roof?
Yep. Bob, they're a little busy paying off molestation victims. They don't have time to read every piece of paper you bring to them, okay?
Yeah, touche. That's one of my points. And you can be married now and be a priest. Did you know that?
That's not true.
I don't.
In the Catholic Church?
Yeah, if you were married before.
You made that up.
No, sir.
I think you made that up.
No, sir.
You can't be a bishop.
You can't be married and be a priest.
You can. If you were married before you became a priest, then you became a priest.
The whole part about being a priest is that you never get to touch it.
Do you ever? Yeah, you can't bust. Is that it? Like you have to go your whole life without.
You asked me to bring. I'm telling you, I've known.
But busting makes me feel good.
Is that the case?
It has to be in the right order.
You can only marry an altar boy.
You can't be a priest and then all of a sudden go, oh, I'm going to get married now. But if you happen to be married beforehand,
well, then that's the loophole that everybody should do.
I'm just imagine edging an entire lifetime and then right. Whoa. God, that would be. Maybe that's heaven. Maybe that's where heaven is.
How do you think they ring those bells?
If you were married before being ordained, the Catholic Church considers the law of clerical celibacy to be not a doctrine but a discipline. So if you were already married and you became ordained, then that's acceptable. But you can't have been ordained and then all of a sudden...
It makes sense that you would want a married man to be a priest because they can speak about hell a lot better.
Right.
Wow,
that's...
Yeah, imagine doing all that and then accidentally planning two plants together.
The point being, I did remember an old Catholic ritual that we do at home. When we lose something, like our keys or something like that...
Deacons can be married, not...
No, priests can.
Priests can. Okay.
If
I didn't know
they were married before they were ordained.
Did the Pope say this? Like he declared it? Or who started that?
Dude, I'm reading it. I'm reading it on Catholic. I know it used to not be that way.
So when did it change?
But that's the point I'm making. They're making these huge reforms. But something simple like me being able to take communion, I can't take communion because they don't recognize me as being a Catholic.
You can change things from time to time. Remember when the Mormons came out and said, okay, black people weren't made that way by God because they're in trouble. They had to come out, remember in the 70s and do that? Because before that, it was that they were being punished, and that's why God had burned their skin?
70s was way too
So anyway,
late.
I told Sawyer, I said, hey, there's this thing that we do. It's called the St. Joseph or St. Anthony thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you say it 3 times, and it's worked for me on numerous occasions, almost every time. At home, if I've lost my sunglasses or my keys or whatever, you go, St. Anthony, please come around. Something's been lost that cannot be found. And you say that 3 times as you're thinking about the item that you've lost. And I swear to God, dude.
But every atheist knows that that's hokum.
Yes.
Yeah, except it works. It's hokum that works.
No, do a
Ladies
study.
and gentlemen.
And he did it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Reluctantly, but he did it. He said it 3 times.
Friday afternoon. 3:50 in the afternoon. Sawyer's at home.
Knock on the door.
There's a guy at the door in a FedEx uniform who goes, "Are you Wayne?"
Right.
And he goes, "That's my middle name. Sawyer Wayne Stull."
Oh, he's supposed to be a serial killer.
I don't know. I've made up whatever's made.
And he said, "Did you lose something?" And he's thinking, well, I'm looking at a FedEx guy.
So he's thinking
of a package. Like,
Did I
no, I
lose
haven't
a
lost a
package or
package. He goes,
something?
I lost my wallet, but what does that have to do with FedEx? And the guy produces
the world's flattest wallet.
No.
The guy produces the world's flattest wallet.
It'd been run over so many times on the interstate. So here's how the solar eclipse comes into this. Because of all the traffic on Friday, remember when we left this? You remember leaving the building on Friday?
Do you remember how you couldn't get out?
You
There's
couldn't
so
get
many
out
cars?
of the access road.
Yeah.
There's construction up there.
So it was a complete standstill at some
Morning,
point.
Earl.
Hey, Earl.
Morning. Yeah, I remember Friday. It was a nightmare.
Yeah,
it was a
You couldn't
complete.
even get out of the office here.
At some point, it was a complete standstill, and the FedEx driver was in that access road, looked down
because he got the open door on the FedEx truck.
Right.
Yeah.
He looks down,
and there's a wallet.
He
sitting
sees
right
a
there.
wallet sitting right under the truck.
St. Anthony did it?
Traffic's not moving, so he puts it in park.
Picks up the wallet, checks the address, and delivers it.
Because he knows how to deliver stuff because he's been trained by the FedEx company, which stands for Federal Express.
Now, if you don't believe in God yet, or in St. Anthony, think about the neighborhood that wallet was lost in.
It was right. It was. He said, "Oh, I found
right
it
here
right
in Thunderdome."
Because I found it at Runberg and I-35.
And the fact that it had been run over so many times that it got flattened, you would think that it would have kicked up in the air and all this stuff would have flown out of it.
Well, something was missing.
Uh-oh.
2 things were missing from the wallet.
No, he didn't tell me
Yeah,
this.
I was going to say, like, nobody wants a wallet with no money in it.
He didn't tell me this.
2 things were missing from the wallet.
Prophylactic.
Yeah.
There was, the money was in there. It's only like $6. He's Sawyer. It's not like he's carrying extra
It's
money.
like 2 hot dogs a day at 7-Eleven.
So he said, well, I'm very upset. He said, one, there was a picture. I go, oh, you have a, like you lose your girlfriend's picture? He goes, no, it was a picture of my girlfriend's dog. And then I was like, okay, that is not something I wanted to hear because he's less of a man in my eyes. Like, why?
Is he doing that for his girlfriend?
I literally don't have a picture of my children in my wallet. He has a picture of his girlfriend's dog in his wallet.
Does the dog go missing a lot?
I don't know.
Is that how what he masturbates to?
I don't understand. Yeah, I don't know.
He'll have to explain it the next time we see him.
But here's what crushed him.
But why would that be missing?
For every 10 hot dogs you eat at the Silver Medal, they give you a punch for every hot dog. And after 10, you can turn the card in for 1 free hot dog.
Well, you know, Saint Anthony has to take his
take a bite.
Has to take his cut.
He had like 15 of those cards. I kid you not, like 15 of those cards in his wallet, and they're missing.
Hey,
man,
that's a small price to pay for getting your wallet back.
Except that represented 150 hot dogs, or as Sawyer would put it, 1 week's worth of hot dogs are now missing from his wallet. But everything, his money was there, his ID, his credit cards, all there.
I want to lose something now just to try it out. Prove y'all wrong.
Here's an interesting thing. General Manager Bruce Walden's coming down later, and you will be losing your job.
St. Anthony,
please come around. Something's been lost, which cannot be
just
found.
An amazing story. An amazing story all the way around that makes me want to maybe not join my old religion, but join some religion. There has to be a God for that
Y'all
to happen.
romanticize every incident.
Just think about a delivery guy, a guy that can literally pick it up and bring it to you.
Can you reload
quickly?
Remember how we're supposed to play an extra track here now from Friday?
Yeah, I would put it at the end. He wants.
This is the end, right?
No,
This
he means
is the
I'm going to
end.
delete 2 songs, but I'm putting one of them at the end, and I'm deleting one.
Oh, I
So-
thought he meant at the end of the show.
Yeah, at the end of the show.
This is the end of the show.
Well, at the end of the 10 o'clock hour. That way it doesn't.
Yeah. Looky there.
We got it also. It's all square.
I apologize to you. My apologies. St. Anthony, St. Anthony, please come around. I need to apologize to my friend Chuy for not understanding the new rules.
We're all square. So everybody enjoy the eclipse. Don't get crazy.
Or get crazy.
No. Just take a look. Oh, wow, look at that. And then continue about your day.
We're sorry that the eclipse has so far turned out to be a dud. The apocalypse that was supposed to happen, where the streets filled and people running around with their heads cut off, that hasn't happened.
There's hardly any traffic at all on the roads that I can see.
I wonder if we can get an update. Caller.
Oh.
Hello, it's
Hi.
Morgan.
Hi, Morgan. Hi, Morgan. Are you out there in Eclipse land?
Yeah, but it's shady. It's cloudy here as well. Okay, Bob, I just told you were like the worst reformed relapsed Catholic ever.
Why?
It is. Okay, deacons can get married, not bishops.
No,
I didn't say bishops. I said priests.
He said priests can get married,
I didn't say
not
bishops.
deacons.
I don't know about bishops.
Priests, but still, no, it's deacons.
Look it up.
Bob gets the Catholic emails from
Look
the Pope.
it up. I'm on Catholic.
He's on Catholics.com.
If they were married before, I knew one at Emmaus where I went to church.
Yeah.
And then also, it's good old St. Anthony come around. Something's lost that must be found.
What did I say?
You said St. Anthony.
St. Anthony. Yeah, it's good old St. Anthony come around.
No, that's because you're a gringo, and how the Itals say it. And then remember, the Itals, they invented the Roman Catholic
First of all,
Church.
it's Antony.
It's Antony, not
it's
Anthony.
Not Anthony. Saint Anthony. Saint Anthony. Please come around.
Yes, but no, that's all.
I think the two of you fighting over religion is ridiculous. No one has ever fought over their misunderstanding of religion or slight change. So this is very odd to me right now.
Well, I'm just asking myself, what would Jesus do? And he would call and correct y'all and spread the good Lord's message.
Here we go. ABC News.
Yeah.
Protestant married priest who convert to Catholicism. Wait a minute.
Okay.
That convert to Catholicism continue to be married and be a Roman Catholic priest.
So you got to be married before you.
That's
become a
ABC.
priest. So a priest can't get married technically.
Where?
A priest has to already be married.
Yeah. I know, but like as y'all were saying, Catholics are extremely judgmental and like
wow.
My parents,
What?
Wow. Wow.
We just got done with
in the
wow.
Catholic Church either.
Wow.
And
Reuters has the same report. I don't know. I mean, we could do this all day. Simply Catholic. We could do this all day.
No, we can't. You have to leave work in like.
According to the Los Angeles Times, there are over 120 active married priests.
Boom. Boom.
Boom. Okay. I could be complete. Yeah, it sounds like I am wrong, but
did they get married?
That's a first. A woman admitting she's wrong. Sorry, I'm going to go have sex with a robot now.
See ya.
Enjoy. Bye, y'all.
Thank you, Morgan.
Bye, Morgan. Thank you very much. I'm glad she has a sense of humor. I'm glad all of our listeners have a sense of humor. It's really reduced the amount of stupid emails we get from the crankies. So we've fished them all away.
I think she's still technically right. A priest can't get married, but
a pre-priest can remain married. That's what he's saying. A pre-married priest can remain married
in some situations.
In some situations.
Have a happy eclipse.
See you on the other side.